Feeling a little low energy today, but want to do some keys. Figured short stream. Don't have to be a long stream today. Short stream maybe. Few hours of gaming. Apparently I need to farm a bunch of Crest. There's like a super secret hidden piece of tech, you know what I mean? There's like a super hidden piece of tech that I have to do this week in order to really maximize my Druid, and I would like to maximize my Druid, so it is something I would like to do. That would be cool. Let me just hit not ready for a second, start up stream today, and we'll be good to go. Yesterday, obviously, the 5-bear run was very fun. Today, we're not doing 5 bears. We're doing normal keys. I found my way into a Pug 20 Algathar Academy, one of the last 20s I need. So, that'll be the plan. Let me just get this here. Let me just get this all set up, as it were. I'll put a little notification out. Put this over here. It looks like Arson, I wanted to ask if he wanted to play. However, he is busy with the tank, so just me today, it looks like. Almost, sorry. Almost. They're waiting for me. We just did this, and we had a few deaths at the last boss. Otherwise, we missed it by 1 second. They said they had another 20 Algathar, so I figured, why not? Put my symbiotic relationship on the Shadow Priest. Go like this. Make sure all my buffs are present. Get a little feast out, just in case we actually win this key, because we could. Would be nice to get a little 20 Algathar. Would be a nice little bonus. Okay. Hello. See if everything went live. Okay. Alright. Boom. Like this. Like so. And then today we'll do some squats and jumping jacks throughout the day. I do have to move more. I've got to be better at this. Looks like my Discord, of course, is broken. Yeah, what's up, bro? I'm a little, I would call it low energy. What's up, Billy Beanie? Yeah, I'm going to call it low energy. Guardian Druid nerfs, by the way, seem absolutely fine. Ooh, whoops. Discord not opening on my PC. Oh, interesting. How's it going, Billy Beanie? Hey, Road. I wonder if people get anything good in their vault anymore, or if we all take bonus rolls. I am not upset about the bonus roll system, but it is funny to me that that is a thing. It is interesting. You basically never actually take a vault. Well, this is weird. Why isn't Discord opening on my computer? You can be low energy today and any other day. Thank you, Road. Sometimes, I will say, there can be a bit of an expectation, at least I have in myself, like, hey, if I'm streaming, basically when I stream, I feel like I'm hanging out with everyone. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm socializing with friends, and so I sometimes feel like I need to be like really present. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I need to be like really there. And if I'm not feeling like socializing, I should just not stream. But also I just want to play WoW sometimes. So it's one of those weird things. Kind of go back and forth with it sometimes. Let's go. Come say hi. So today I will try my best to be low energy. All right, boom, everything's out. Let's go. Okay, ready. Let's do a 20 Algathar Academy. It looks like my friends are kind of busy. Who knows if there will be people to play with today or not. Might do some alt keys. There's like a super efficient Crest way to like farm out your mythic Crest now. So, you know, expect you to be your Alan Watts self. I think Alan Watts would say, just send it regardless. That's I think what he would say. All right, ready? Let's go. Countdown. Let's do it. This was the last 20 we just did. Thrash still very powerful. So I'm not that worried about it. We'll see. Good morning, noob. Good morning, Hazy Baz. How's it going? What is your opinion on post-activation potential? Can you clarify what you mean by post-activation potential? Wookie. Somebody have key? Hello? Healer key. Do we not have a key? Doing squats then jump squats? You mean like pre-exhausting a muscle? It works if you want to do it. Basically, the human body, just like most things, respond to stimulus. Oh, same. Oh, same. I'm holding for team. Oh, apparently we're off. Yeah, still. I don't really want to send it. Oh, okay, never mind. We're not doing this. Wait, never mind. We're not doing a 20 Algathar. Some weird was a miscommunication on who's having key. I thought it was the healer's key. Yeah, we missed this by 1 second, apparently. Apparently. Strength plus plyometrics? You could work. Oh, I think everybody does that. All right, now how are you, Druid feels? Not yet, kindness. I just started stream for today. Feels good. This was, feels good. What's up, Aiden? Get all your vids, never catch a stream? Hey, Biddy. Well, it depends on the timing of things, though. Depends on the timing. All right. Well, we look for another key. I guess I'm crest farming right now. I wanted to see if I could find some of the last 20s that I actually need. There's one right here. I don't mind doing whatever. I mean, we can just keep running things until we eventually find it, right? But I wanted my Brazil 20. And then we were going to see what happens from that point. Guardian feels fine. I can show you the log from the last one I just did. Here's another 20 Algathar. We can give it a shot. It's obviously a bit of a weird comp here, but I think we can always give it our best shot, right? There's a weird thing with Crest, though. If you want to maximize your gear this week, so this week, when I complete the Void Forge and everything, I'm going to end up getting to... I'm going to get my big achievement. I'm going to get my Myth of the Dawn achievement, which means that I need to go to my alt, farm out the crests on my alt, upgrade the rings on my alt, so that my main can upgrade these rings for a discounted cost. So it's going to be weird. My brewmaster is the one that I would choose for that. It's going to be a little bit strange for sure. Well, hey, Sasha. Sasha, you're the Shadow Priest in that last key. Yeah, that was sad. We should have had it. That last death, actually. Like, we definitely had it. I don't know what the grip was on the first boss. That was super unfortunate, because that was rough, though. Hero Piece to 298. Hero Piece doesn't go to 298. It goes to 285. But effectively, as far as I know, there is no cap on how many of these crystals you can get. So you might as well just send it, basically. Like, as far as I understand it. Now, the drop rate hasn't been hot fixed yet. So you might have a hard time getting them. But, like, starting tomorrow, every key you do is going to give you a shard. Which means that effectively you're going to get 10 of these, 20 of these, like, pretty soon. Yeah, Nev. 100%. Being large book pull. Dude, this one's a little bit rough. This was a 20 Algathar Academy. These guys are maybe not the most experienced, so we'll see how it goes. This is the route we're doing. We can't really do any sort of advanced skip, so this is kind of a no-skip route. We go like this. 7 is chain pull. Good luck and key. Thank you, random. Yeah, there's no cap on the cores, and therefore, effectively, just go. Like, just get it. You know what I mean? If you have them, just use them. Weapon first, trinkets later. The only thing is that now I'll have to use it on my heroic Onseer, because I don't have mythic Onseer. Random P, you want to do some crest farming today? I'm down. I asked Deco and Arson if they wanted to game. Unfortunately, they are busy. He said that they're here helping a friend. They have a tank already, so. Just me today. Just me. Mythic rating at any point? Maybe I will pug Mythic Chimeras with all my bonus rolls. Potentially. And to answer your question, also Eagle Slayer. I got you. You ready for this? Eagle Slayer. Open with Barkskin or Survival Instincts. If you don't have Barkskin or Survival Instincts, open with Incarn. If you don't have either of those, wait. You have to walk in with cooldowns as a Guardian Druid. You are weakest on pull. So we can see. Let's look at my damage this run. I haven't actually sent my crest just yet. For what it is worth, let's see what my damage looks like. Fair? This first pull is going to live a very long time with our current comp, so let's find out. That is a Holy Priest. That is not even a Disciplined Priest. Bro, can a Holy Priest heal plus 20 Algathar? Okay, so this will be a great test. What's up, Sulene? Oh, wait a second. This is going to be great. Oh, that's a Cohen plan. How does the nerf feel for Guardian? Great question. Let's find out. Because I'm about to go into a 20 Algathar with a Holy Priest who basically can't do anything for me. So it's 100% on me and a comp with an Ellie Shami and an Augavoker. So this first pull literally won't die. I'm going to have to live this with effectively no healing from my healer. Okay? And this pull is going to live an obscene duration. Okay? This pull is going to live like legit forever. So let's find out how it feels. This will be the ultimate test right here, actually. I will know how it feels momentarily. Okay, so let's find out. We're going to go here. We've pulled all the bees. I was actually going to stagger pull them for my Devour. But we've range pulled them here. Okay, well, my shaman's dead. That's less than ideal. So when you have a Devour on your team, they really want constant targets to hit. Okay, well, this is not going to be a very long key. I'm not sure who pulled those for me. We do have an Og who did Cauterizing Flame me, to be fair. I'm actually not used to that. I normally don't like playing with Ogs. Okay, so we're here. I don't know, Guardian feels pretty good, don't you think? I would say my damage is still pretty decent. I mean, I'm not capping at, like, for what it's worth. I'm not doing a million DPS, but, like, still feels pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna need to actually kite out the bleeds now, though. Then we have to go back in. I want to keep things as stacked as possible for my team, but there's a limit to how long I can actually be in this pull. Here we go. Yeah, well, somebody definitely dragged those bees in accidentally. Okay, almost dead here, but not quite, not quite, not quite. So far, so good. Might have to send the second SI. Let's find out. So this pull lasted 2 minutes. It's not looking good for the timer in this dungeon. I'll say that. Also, that is an enhancement shaman. My bad. That is not an elemental shaman. I must correct myself. It turns out that's an enhancement shaman. So we'll see. I would say that the fact that the first pull lasted for 2 minutes and 30 seconds most likely is not a fantastic sign for the success of this key. But otherwise, Guardian Druid feels great. Yeah, Guardian Druid feels good. No problem. Yep. That was the healing done, by the way. Just to clarify, my healer literally was not helping me. That was all me. That was the Guardian Druid play. We are 30 seconds at least behind where we need to be. And the timer in this dungeon is still pretty tight, so I kind of want to call it. Like, I sort of want to, like, game today. And the only, you know how sometimes you log in and you're like, guys, today's the day. I'm gaming. Like, I'm going to get IO, right? The problem is that sometimes you go into a key and you're like, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy who's just like, guys, I think it's cooked, because they haven't said anything, so they're wanting to try. Maybe I'm judging too harshly, though. Maybe we will get this, and so maybe it's worth sticking out. But, you know, why am I going Boomy form? For the Starfall. Starfall on this boss is just fun padding. Like, you could Feral Frenzy here. Normally I Starfall this phase because it's up right now. This basically is just for the Starfall here. Hope you managed to get some sleep last night. Thank you. I'm glad you remembered I mentioned that yesterday. What's up, Tina? Tina, I asked Arson and Deco if they wanted to game today, but Deco said he's helping a tank friend out, and they have a tank already, so just meet today. How you doing, Tina? I miss playing with them. My schedule has been so not lined up. I've been kind of sick. My health has not been fantastic the last little week, so don't worry. I'm taking care of myself. My health is very important to me. But, yeah, I've just been completely dysregulated, like, randomly. It's like one night, it's like I get a few hours of sleep at 6 a.m. The other night, I don't sleep at all. The next night, it's like, okay, now we're waking up at noon because I don't have work in the morning, or, you know what, just like that type of, you know what I mean? Like that sort of dysregulation. It's rough. I've been doing my best. Okay, so this branch is going to die during the AoE. That means we really need people to watch out. Okay, Holy Priest is dead. I would say this is not looking ideal here. Now, technically speaking, the Holy Priest has a cheat death. But at some point, you do have... Oh, he's not playing cheat death. Okay, I res him then. And then I SI for myself. And, okay, yeah, I figured. That's okay. Nice try, nice try. I would rather fail early than later. You know, I would rather fail a little bit earlier in the dungeon rather than later in the dungeon. It's a hard key, man. We had it. The problem is, man, when I logged in today, right before I started the stream, we literally had it. Is the rotation still the same? Yeah, it's absolutely the same. You just do slightly less damage. Dude, we literally had it when I walked in. We had a death on the last boss, and we actually missed the timer by 1.4 seconds. What's my honest opinion on Prop Pally? I actually want to play my Prop Pally. What's up, Jeskers? How's the little nerf shooters? We're fine. We're fine. Like, for example, not the most crazy. No, I just logged in today. Just logged in. So we're still doing good, you know. All good. No problemo. We just got to keep looking to see if there are any actual keys going on. Unfortunately, don't need this. I do need 20 Sky Reach. If that goes to 20, it's last for Resil, question mark, with a little heart here. I have a 20 I could run, I suppose, but I, for some reason, don't really want to run my 20 right now. I kind of just want to find it in queue, if possible. Nerve Bear. Is the talent still the same for Bear? Yes. Change from Feral Guardian, current trying to time some 20s. You'll be fine. Like, honestly, if you play Guardian well, it's incredibly powerful in 20s. In terms of how the other tank feels, I don't know. I want to level them this week. Once I get Resil 20, it's kind of the goal, right? I don't really care so much about pushing into 21s. I just wanted to get my Resil 20 done. Once I get the Resil 20 done, I'll probably play Prot Pally, Prot Warrior, and a little bit more Monk. That's probably my goal. The question is, was the Brewmaster bug fixed? That's interesting. It's too late for me to brain, but not too late for me to watch stream. Well, thanks for saying hi, Tina. My life has been kind of a roller coaster recently. It has been a bit of a roller coaster. It's a Brewmaster bug. There was something wrong with Zen State. Zen State wasn't calculating at all. So instead of it being a 5% nerf to Zen State, they actually just got nothing. They got like 0. So it was weird. I have all the things leveled. Is there a haste goal for Guardian? Depends, Cohen. So some people prefer very high haste. I think I prefer less haste, but that's just because I play with 220, 250 ping. The ping issue, I think, genuinely does affect how much haste you want from your gear. So it's kind of one of those things. Like, most people are just going to want to prioritize haste above all else. I think that if I had a choice, I would actually drop haste. Very possibly this week with my Crest, I would consider crafting a neck, but I don't think so. I think that the goal this week is to go do the Crest save, because I'll get my achievement when I get the weapon upgrade. When I get the achievement done, then what we do is we have to log over to my Brewmaster, farm out the Crest on the Brewmaster, send 2 rings to max item level, or a different character to be fair. Like, it doesn't have to be Brew, but we have to farm it out. Then we have to take their rings up to max so that when I log back on my bear, these ring upgrades will only be 10 crests instead of 20 crests. Same thing for boots, same thing for gloves that I'll get out of Nexus Point. Then I'm going to have to figure out everything else. It's a complicated thing. In order to save my Mythic Crest, because now I'm going to be capped. I should have actually done this last week, technically speaking, if I really wanted to. So I'm going to be behind a week because of how I didn't game this system before. Yeah, I need a shit ton of Crest. Yeah, you have to, the Crests are the problem. I wish there was an easier way to get Crest, to be honest. Avenging Wrath, Sentinel. No. Sentinel, 100%. Big Dick Billy. What a name, by the way. What a name, Big Dick Billy. Fucking hell. That name. Yeah. The answer is this. Yeah, I think that would have been smart if I had done that. Surprised you got away with that name. Normally they don't let you do that. It's kind of funny though. Random. You want to do some Crest farming keys? Do you have any keys you want to do random? Can see if any other friends are on. I mean, mostly either way, I need a Crest farm. Even if I don't get the Resil 20, I could just Crest farm. But I kind of don't want. There's something about I don't want to send my 20 until we get the. Did we get nerfed? We got nerfed, but it's still okay. Like, we got nerfed for sure. But like, it's not the end of the world, to be honest with you. You're down? Okay. What key do you have, random? Maybe we could just run your key. Possibly. Might be the play. I mean, either that or I just queue into some 20s for fun. I don't mind either way. Do not mind. Didn't pick Vault yet, but can grab key. Up to you. Up to you. I mean, we can queue into stuff too. I don't really mind. I just want to... I'm going to need to Crest farm anyways, and I think it's going to be hard to find this, though. What's up, Zalera? No, Apex is still the only real choice? You know, I bet you Apex will technically be a little bit closer. But to be fair, guys, look, this is my... I wish I had the full Algathar. We completed one before. This is first pull. You still have big thrash damage. And if you look at the HPS from first pull, you still have... You're still a bear. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry so much. You are still a bear. This is still pretty powerful. In terms of whether you definitely play a Loon's Favored now, I suppose if you really wanted to, you could drop this talent, but I don't really see anything that's really worthwhile to drop. Maybe if you really wanted to, I suppose you could drop this in favor of warding. Get 4 or 5% magic DR. Could see that being a actual worthwhile change, to be fair, if you really wanted to. I think I'll probably just play the exact same build, and then over the course of some keys today, if I decide I don't really need this sustain from Aloon's Favorite, I might just decide to drop over here, maybe in a few keys. This would help me more with battle axes and stuff like that, and battle axes do hurt. Nexus Point, for example. I think so, random. Remember the nerfs? They brought it back in line. It's not like the nerfs were the most insane thing. So here's the problem, Big Dick Billy. Still a great name. The tank buffs were excellent. 100% big value. They should have done that before. Like, they should have done that before, right? I would say, and by the way, if I can find one of the keys random, I'll just queue into it. Just need, like, Algathar. I think Algathar is Skyreach, not too bad either. We had both of them last week many times, just silly mistakes. So here's the thing. The damage contribution is now the thing that needs to be looked at. I think survivability-wise, that buff to Prop Pally is substantial. People didn't quite realize, if you don't play Prop Pally, like Big Dig Billy, if you play Prop Pally, you'll probably understand this. Quite valuable. Also, Cohen, are you still here? You wanted to min-max your Guardian Druid secondary stats. I wanted to tell you something about it. I'm thrilled with the nerfs. I think so. That's exactly what I feel like in Emilia Airhead, which I have no idea if that's a historical reference, but also a good name, to be honest with you. Could either you have ADHD or it's a historical reference. Both are fine. So the thing is, if that's the nerf they decide to do for Guardian, I'm actually very happy with it. A lot of people were like, no, not again. Blizzard, no. But it's like, no, it needed to get nerfed. And honestly, this is pretty fine. Like, now Guardian is just a very good tank. Probably still meta, but it's just good instead of amazingly overpowered. And remember, I don't like it when any tank that's overpowered makes every other tank feel bad. And I don't want that. Like, the game should be balanced. We did 5 Guardian Druids versus 20 Mysara Caverns yesterday, and that was genuinely hilarious. It was a lot of fun. But, like, you know what I mean? 22 Windrunner Spire. Holy shit. Bruh. Listen. If that goes to 21, I'd love to do it. If that goes to 21, I'd love to do it. I'm not gonna try 22. I'm pretty sure he'll want somebody else for 22. I happen to see this though. Yay! I knew it, Amelia. I figured it was actually that. That's what I thought it was. Because it's a great reference because she was a pilot, so she was in the air. What's up, Morgosa? How's it going? Just the Mistweaver monk stopping by to say hi. Thank you, Skulger. I actually think I might play my Mistweaver today. My Mistweaver friend is busy healing his friend who is a tank. So maybe I'll play my Mistweaver. Here's the thing. So there's like a secret tech if you want to min-max your Mythic Crest. It involves me playing an ult and any upgrade now on my Druid, once I actually farm this out anyways. So here's the thing. Any upgrade on my Druid must be upgraded on an ult first. Because instead of 20 Mythic Crests, which are still at a premium, and I don't have enough of them, not until next week, I will get more value if I can get that piece to 289 on an ult first. Which means that my ult needs to have that thing upgraded. So I can get the discount here, but then I need to farm out all the crests on an ult and basically just commit an ult to wasting their crest a little bit to upgrade their rings first, so that my Druid can upgrade their rings so that I can just be fine. It's a little bit, yeah. No. You need 285 on your main, but then you need that slot. I don't think it's all slots, Kindness. I'm pretty sure you still need the specific slot, no? Am I wrong about this? It used to be that once you got the achievement, you still had to have, like, for example, if I get 285 average item level, but my rings are still 276, they won't get discounted. Am I wrong about this? I would like to be wrong about this, because that would make my life a lot easier today. Now, you get achievement for 285. I believe that I will need to go on an ult and then get that up, as far as I know. It just involves a little bit of gaming. Now, Cohen wanted to do some stuff. All right, let me just queue into some keys, and we'll just start gaming a little bit, I guess. I mean, I guess we could try some 21s, but honestly, we might as well Crest. I'm going to get, what, like 4 item levels today? So probably before we just do, like, big keys this week, I might as well just farm today. So if I was going to farm today, here's what I actually need to do. I need to go into Nexus Point and send 2 more bonus rolls. So finish off my Nexus Point. That'll be a big one. So we got to do that first. If I can't find anything else, either that or I look for friends who are in keys. So that's fine as well. Certs is on right now, so we could go play with friends. Random will be on soon. 19 Nexus, we could just go in here and smash this real fast. We could do a chill Nexus. I'm not really sure. Oh, what's up, Mr. Deg? I don't really mind either way. Let's see. Random, what's your ETA? Should I just go into a Nexus fast and send a bonus roll? The other thing is that I should eventually do Mythic Chimeras, but I'm not much of a raider, to be honest with you. What's going on? I'm a little tired today. I'm low energy, for sure. Be like 15? Okay. So we'll just look for a Nexus. Don't really mind either. We can do a fun Nexus, which would be a higher Nexus. We could do this one real quick. Let's just do 20 Nexus, I suppose, and hope that it goes well. I mean, I already have it, but we could just hope it goes better, huh? Morning, dude. What's up, Sergeant? How you feeling today? Tired. Like, I'm a little low energy, but I'm gaming. Probably won't be that long of a stream. I'll do some squats and jumping jacks to keep myself moving today. Still recovering. Gotta fix my health. I think it'll take time. I think sometimes people... Did I sleep? Last night was kind of restless. Better, but a little bit restless. I think I was working a little bit too late last night. What's the hardest and easiest mythic dungeons? Depends on the tank. So, for example, Skyreach as a brewmaster is kind of chill. Skyreach as a... Oh, shit, I got into a 21 caverns. I bet. Yup. I... Wait. All right. Or we try 21 caverns. Now, here's the thing. 21 caverns is very timeable, but also very deadly. The route that I normally do in caverns, until I get a few more item levels, may not scale properly. If only we had 5 Guardian Druids, this would be an easy key. What's the route for 21, you think? Sending vibes? Thank you, Sergeant. What is the time where you live? It is 1 p.m. here. Morning, Wicked. Yo, what's up, YouTube? Is the rotation still the same? Yeah. Wanted to say thank you. You're welcome, Ping Ponage. My first season tanking, you've taken 18. Nice. I hope that you're enjoying the tank experience. Whenever people actually decide to tank, I genuinely hope that you enjoy it. I'm reading the YouTube comments. I always am live to multiple platforms. What's up? The question is, how do we want to route this? You say 1 p.m.? Yeah. It's 1 p.m. here. It's my afternoon. My afternoon, indeed. The bear changes feel deep yet? I mean, I did a 20 Algathar right before this. We got to the end. We just missed time by like 1 second at the end. Very sad. Bear was fine. Like, I noticed it a little bit. I did less damage, but I felt just as tanky, kind of. Like, I noticed it a little bit. It was a fair nerf, you know what I mean? It was ultimately a fair nerf, to be honest with you, though. You're 12 hours off? Yeah, Thailand timing. Got 3,300 on your rogue, made a tank and feel like I totally forgot the routes that I've been doing by being DPS. If there's a different mentality, DPS have to worry about different mechanics. Is Giga OP? Can be, Matt. Can be OP. It's a weirdly high skill cap thing, I swear. Like, not all Devourers are actually good. Sometimes Devourers are really bad. I don't really know why. I didn't actually get to play the spec on beta, so we'll see. All right. The question here is, what is the route that people are doing for this? That's a better question. For me, it's 8 a.m. If we combine the past nerf and the nerf today, it's not so fair. It's fair. It is. Spanky. We'll be absolutely fine. Like, honestly, though. Debating on route for 21 here. I'm confident in living, though. My route for 20... We did 5 bears versus 20 yesterday, and we won that. But for 21, I may need to adjust what I normally do. I think that 21 starts to get a little bit, like, second pull will kill me, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to see. What kind of argument is that? If the will to be complete broken and no use Apex is bad, there's a lot of specs right now that don't use Apex for what it's worth. Yeah, for what it's worth, same or new build? Same build. I think there's a world where some keys at this point, you might consider dropping this to Ursul's Warding for some keys. Like this key, for example, pretty much all the danger is physical damage, so this is not going to help you very much. And also, this talent doesn't work the way that people think it does. It's basically at max iron for 4 to like 6% magic DR, give or take. So it's like, eh. But in terms of this talent right here, unsure exactly how I want to play it. I think that this is still worth it in a dungeon like Mysara, but we'll see. Yeah, this isn't like 20%. Yeah, 5%, but the thing is, depends on the dungeon, right? Shouldn't it be 7 or 8? That's at max iron for, which you're not at max all the time. Like most of the time with this build, you're actually chilling around 2 to 3 stacks. You're not actually at like 6 stacks all the time. So on average, like when you need it on battle axe pulls, let's call it, it's hard to say, but let's call it like 5% Ultimus. Preference in AUG. I feel like AUG is omega bait, to be honest. I would definitely just go Demon Hunter and call it a day. Fair enough, fair enough. Good clarification, Ultimus. Yeah, I would say Demon Hunter is a better option here, but we do have also a physical comp, so I guess Hunter? Well, Hunter for Lust. Or Ellie. Ellie works, actually. Ellie works. Yeah, you could do Ellie for this. This comp actually definitely wants Ellie. Okay, here's the thing. We have the damage. This right here, we have the damage. The real question, however, is the route. If I die, the key is over. And there's a world where 21 I would die. Yo, what's up, Wolfie? I play Outlaw Rogue and Shadow Priest. Love watching any class. Good luck with this high key. Thank you, Wolfie, for coming to say hi. Also, I like your name. I like furry things. Not like furries in general, but like I like furry things, and wolves are cool. A good AUG is so good. Dude, they're so hard to find. Here we go. Okay, all right. This is the route I normally do. This is the squish route that we did. I'm not. What are you talking about? Me? What? Me? Okay. Okay. This is what I normally do. We have adjusted here, though. We definitely take this one, and we add this. So we just take out kind of... We can grab that warrior, but we don't want these shades, basically. So we take this, we grab these 4 over the edge here, and we go like this, and pull 7. And then I add over here, I've enjoyed skipping 10, but then adding... Not here... No, wait, hold on. My route got completely changed. I don't like the Soul Eater here either. We don't take the Soul Eater. We're definitely not playing that. Nor are we taking this Hexer. So we need to add... We can take the Eagles and the 2 Bears. And then I don't actually mind this corner pack in 10. So 10, we just play this, basically. It's not great percentage. So if we don't do this, then instead, we're on pull 14, we're going to add this pack, like right there, basically. Yeah, like this. And then we go bats here... It's basically like this. This is basically the route here. We are going to play that extra Restless Gnarlden with this, which is a little bit scary, but ultimately okay. Warriors are a little bit scarier than people realize, so I think I had edited this route, and I kind of like doing it this way. Oh, it's these bears that we still need. So in pull 3, I'm just going to have to live the bears and kite this out. But the idea behind this route is here. This is the idea behind the route, right? 15, we want these and that. Okay. So this is the normal route that I do, but I don't know if it'll work for 21 because it's kind of sketch, basically. Give me thoughts. Give me thoughts. On 20, I live first and third pull easy. On 21, we'll see. Yeah, timer will be free. I just need to live. I just need to live the route, and normally the way I do this, I'm not sure though. What is the best weapon for Guardian? Anything that's mythic. Don't worry about your secondary stats so much. I need to live. If you guys have a different route, I think I can do it. Pretty sure I'm fine. Pretty sure I'm okay. Just kite pull 3 a little. Is this still chosen after the... Yeah. let's find out how this works. I don't know. I wish that I had 4 more item levels of padding, I'm not going to lie. To be honest with you, there's a big part of me that wishes I just had 4 more item levels for this key. There's a lot of tank damage here. If I do all the tech, like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay. I'm just not 1,000% sure. No, item level on weapon is most important, so any weapon you have. Like, this is crit verse, but it doesn't matter. Any gear stat works here, though. Spend your 290. Yeah, so you're going to get a bunch of them, and that's basically up to you. You can play however you'd like. So if you want to play the, like, you can just use your cores, because you can get a bunch, though. Okay, feast inside, get it while it's hot. All right. You guys see so my route, a bit different. We go left first. It's just dodge. It's just defensive, frontal, and dodge. I'm pretty sure I'm live. I haven't had a rep on 21. I don't have reps on 21. I just want to make sure. Zero cool. Zero cool? I fucking know who you are. Yo, thank you for finding my little stream today. Wow, I'm honored. You guys, I love watching the MDI, and massive, massive respect to you guys, by the way. Huge respect. Thanks for saying hi. I know who you are. I actually didn't know your Twitch, for what it's worth. Let me throw you a follow. You guys make my day. Every single time I get to watch the MDI, it is very, very awesome for me to get the chance to actually just watch it. I don't compete myself. And it's just the things that you're able to do. I swear that a lot of people don't understand just how complicated and just how much dedication that you guys have to put in to make that work. So this was your first MDI. You blasted it. You guys were doing great. I think everybody put on a great showing. And it's really cool also because obviously you play Rogue. And I think that the ban, I don't know how you guys felt about it, but as a viewer myself, the new way they did the ban rule is really cool. Because it actually, you get to see like different comps. And I think that's super cool. At the very least for me watching, I enjoy it. I don't know how it feels as a player because it makes you feel like probably you need to practice like a lot more. So I'm not sure how you feel about it. But from a viewer perspective, it's pretty cool. All right, I'm about to try a 21 Caverns. And I have no reps on this. And my first pull is kind of dangerous. So let's see if I get it. I haven't actually got my crest anywhere here. I tell you what, for 21, I'll buy Augment Runes. I'll do what I have to do. Rest in peace, gold, huh? Okay. Zero Cool, like the movie name. Zero Cool, if you don't know him, he is a competitor in the MDI. Pretty fantastic rogue player. Okay, let's do it. I'm, like, slightly concerned about this key. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just like, oh boy. I have no reps on 21, 284, should be fine, but the way I do this first pull, if I'm just off by a second, I could die. Here we go. I have faith. I wouldn't have applied, obviously, if I wasn't kind of confident, but it'll be my first. No, I did 21 Algathar. It'll be my second 21. Ready? Yeah, I know. I should really farm out. I haven't done anything this week, so I'd be like 288, right? I'm kind of. I think pull 3 is the hard one though. I'll go Slayer instead. Up to you. I think our damage will honestly be fine. I just need to kite when I'm out of thing though. Wait for the hotfix tomorrow. Supposedly, yeah. The MDI videos were actually peak. I just really like watching it, and I thought to myself, wait a second, I have a YouTube channel now. Why don't I just share this excitement with everyone else? And then I was like, oh, let's do that. So so the thing is random. Here's what happened. You want to know the story behind why I started making the MDI videos? So I'm sitting on the couch here with my girlfriends, and I was like, hey, I know we're chilling today, but can I turn on the MDI? And she's like, yeah, sure. Like, you could watch. Of course. And I was like, okay. So I was turning on the MDI. She's just sitting there playing Hearthstone on her phone. She doesn't play WoW. So she's sitting there, MDI's in the background, and all of a sudden, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yo, Kitty, look at that. Dude, can't believe they did that. Whoa, Kitty, oh my God, they're still going. What the hell? Kitty, they didn't even stop. They're still going. What is that, a pull? And I'm like, Kitty, do you understand how hard that is? And she's like, yeah, that's really tough. And I'm like, dude, Kitty, look. And she's like, why don't you just make a video for people who will appreciate this? And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. That's a good point, because she doesn't play WoW, so she doesn't understand what I'm so excited about. And she was like, why don't you just make it for the people who will actually appreciate it? And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Chain. A full chain. That's absolutely a chain pull. Yeah. Timer is easy, so can go safe. Yeah, we just basically though perma chain. Slundred. What's up, Giggle? Hey, Mr. Landers. Hi, Giggle. How's it going? That was kind of the evolution of it, and I was like, am I allowed to? First of all, I had to make sure I was allowed to. Thank you, Giggle. My health has been a little iffy recently. Yeah. Did he actually used to do those? Maya would probably say the same thing. Yeah. She's great, but she doesn't. WoW is not her thing. All right, let's reset the data. Let's go. Okay. Please don't die first pull. All I need to do is live the first pull. Ready? I can do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to live the first pull. It's a lot of tank damage. I will not die. Ready? We all agree? What's up, Mr. Landers? Thank you for the prime sub. Are you ready? Listen, we're going to live the first pull. I'm committed to living this first pull. I will not die. Thank you, Tina. Hi, Ash. It's a 21, okay? I haven't actually gotten my item level. So we're going to do all the bear tech. Like, first of all, we're going to start with the pre-frenzied regen into this travel form, into this bear form again. So we start with 25 rage, and I can bark skin the first few hits here. Make sure I have thrash ticking. I managed to get through without proccing well honed. We go boomy starfall as I jump and run here. Then I need to get to this guy so the bears don't clap me before I actually get here. Then I'm going to go here. I need to watch that guardian there. I need to go survival instincts now for a second to let me settle. Once we're settled into the pull, I'll be okay. This is my moment. This is my moment. I should have put the vortex down a second sooner for that, but we'll be okay. Locked in, not missing a single global. I did have to SI a second early, just as an adjustment for the 21 level of damage instead of the 20 level of damage. Now we're here. Okay, so right after this incarn, no defensive gap. Here's the bark skin. Just keep up frenzied regen. I'm still alive. I'll need to kite in a few seconds probably. 3, 2, 1, kiting. Either I go back in. It's not quite dead yet. So what I can do is I can press this to walk back in for a second to help group it better. And then I need to run again. Our damage is surprisingly not that high, by the way. I'm in some danger now. I'm just going to kind of run around for a second. It's very much not dead, in fact. I kind of thought this would be dead. I have bark skin. I can run back in for a second. Okay. It is in fact not dead. I did think that it was going to die much faster than that. We're okay, but the only problem is I'm very dry on the following pull. Because I had to bark skin. I had to go for the third bark skin here. Grab these guys. Grab these ones. There you go. There you go. Okay. So we grab these bears. But the thing is, I have to natural resilient shield this. Otherwise, I'm dead. I'm going to see if I can actually run and use the momentum to get this first bark up by the time the bears hit me. We do not pull the elephant. I just needed to use that. That was a really clever tank thing I just did. You saw how my bark was a few seconds away from coming up there, right? So what I had to do was actually extend the time that the bears had to hit me. Natural resilient shield will save my life here. And so I had to keep moving forward and use, because I didn't want to slow down the pull for my team. And at this pull, I really have to hold incarn. I actually cannot do the following pull without incarn, right? Here we go. That was fine. We're okay. This was my first 21, so I think I'll be fine, but I haven't actually gotten any more item level than I had last week, so it's okay. I trust in our damage. We'll be all right. Just keep him on the main target. Great prio damage here. You can see the Soul Eater died first. Ooh, scary, scary. I'm fine. I just had to hold incarn here. So a bit of an efficiency loss, and then obviously that puddle death. Not what you want to see necessarily. I'm going to start going ahead. Let me make sure my DK is in range of this buff, and then we go around. You know, Zero, a lot of people have asked me if I would ever compete in the MDI, and the truth is absolutely not. And mostly because I'm kind of lazy. To be honest with you, like, I don't think I could do the effort required, but I would love to cast it. I have so much passion for Mythic Plus, and I don't know if you noticed this, Zero. I don't know how long you've been playing WoW. I'm not actually that familiar with your content here. But for me, something I've noticed at the higher end of WoW is, I swear, people don't always have a good time. Have you noticed that? I don't know if you've noticed this. I don't know if you're a team, like, sometimes, like, I just notice a lot of burnout. I've noticed a lot of people who are just sitting there in World of Warcraft and they're just, like, not having a fantastic time. You only did 20 hours total of practice? That's actually kind of crazy, in my opinion. Because as far as I know, a lot of the friends that I have that compete, they're, like, 10-hour days, pretty perma, you know what I mean? But it's, like, it's kind of difficult because I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I swear if I was a more, let's call it average team competing in the MDI, I would be like, I mean, we're not beating mandatory. Like, that's, I don't know. I mean, the form that they were in that day is so impressive. Hold up. In cap, stampeding roar away. Yeah, our damage is not, like, crazy bursty. It's a bit more consistent. So these big pulls here, I have bark skin, so I can go back in for a second. Like, I have to be hyper aware. I'm living this pretty well, though. I'm not that worried right now. Everything's going okay. I do have the bear swapping glyph, yeah. Yeah, it's a good glyph. I know. I'm at, like, crazy stacks of this right now. I'm going to war stomp and then run. Do you see I was at 11 stacks of the bear? That's just, yeah. I know. You see that, Karen? That was true. Yeah, that's tough. I think 21 just has a lot of health. But also it's because my shaman has to be holding Ascendant since our timings have been a little bit funky right now. Okay, so we're going to go here. I want to Barkskin, Starfall for aggro reasons, go back into bear form, Thrash 1, go pull the side first. Hopefully people let me pull the side first. I need to Thrash for aggro. Then I'll have Incarn right after this Barkskin expires. Make sure, otherwise I'm dead. Cool. So here's the Incarn. Then I want to go chain the two guys to my left that I didn't get in here. Just Moonfire them. Make sure I have Thrash as they walk in so nobody gets clapped. Won't die through Incarn plus Frenzied. Then we're here. Combat Potion. So far, this actually doesn't feel, to be honest with you, as bad as I thought it would feel, especially because I know that at the end of this week, I'm going to have way more item level, too. So if I'm able to do this now, imagine with, like, 4 more item level. 4 item level is a big deal. Also, hi, G-Dub. Good morning. Back to Druid of the Claw we go. Nah. This build I'm playing right now is doing pretty good, don't you think? Like, I'm playing with a Mistweaver who does a lot of tank healing, but it's not exactly like he can external me or save my life. And obviously you can see that the pacing of the pulls hasn't gone exactly according to plan. I would say I'm doing pretty good, no? Don't you think? Like, I think that my damage is really, I mean, my damage doesn't seem lacking. Look at my tank damage. I'm at 300k overall tank damage right now. I'm pretty sure the nerf we can still play no Apex build just fine. You know, I think we're doing okay, in my estimation. Okay, so this pull is going to be super sketch. I need to grab 2 bears. I need to make sure that my team understands to wait for threat. Okay, they need to give me a second because I cannot send cooldowns early. I won't have Incarn, whereas I normally do here. The bears are going to clap me right on pull, so I need to go here like this with the Frenzied Natural Resilient Shield, because they always sink their crunch armor on you. Then I need to rotate right now to an SI on the next crunch armor. Then I need to rotate to a Sundering Roar extra DR with a Frenzied Regen on myself. Then I need to rotate back to a Lunar Beam, because I have a few percent extra DR from this Sundering Roar. A lot of people don't actually ever take that into account. I think it's worthwhile to think about sometimes. Then I can send Incarn right when it comes back. You go Barkskin, then you Incarn, and then you're chilling. That's easy, just like that. No problem. Good percentage here. All good. This is so far so good on my first ever 21. I just do wish that I had actually done this. Like, I wish I had done the farming that I should have done. I'm kind of lazy with things, man. You can see I take a lot of damage, but overall, I'm feeling pretty confident right now. The nerf is just enough to make it not... Yeah, the nerf brings it in line with other tanks, but just like the first... When they buffed it, remember, here's the thing. WoW player base, very volatile when it comes to buffing and nerfing their favorite specs. You know what? I understand. I understand why they would be like that. Because if you are trying to play the game and you are not meta, your favorite spec unfortunately gets nerfed. Congratulations. You literally can't play the game and it sucks. It's terrible for everyone, right? Like, nobody has a good time when that happens. You know what I mean? Like, no one's having a good time when their favorite thing is basically nerfed. And that's why everybody cares so goddamn much about whether or not their thing is buffed or nerfed, because otherwise it's basically just as simple as, well, congratulations. You're not meta. No one wants to play with you. That's it. That's it. It's actually just that simple. You're not meta. Congratulations. Nobody wants to play with you. Nice. We actually got the snap here, too. That's extra percentage. Very nice, very nice. It happens to work out. I don't try this snap too much anymore because it is very suspicious. And so I don't like how much meta pressure there is in WoW, but I also have to acknowledge that it exists. You can't pretend, you can't be like, well, I'm not going to be like that. Yeah, but the community is. And most people don't actually have a Mythic Plus team to play with. And so they're pugging. And if you... Oh, we had Twix in here yesterday. When I was streaming, Twix was in here. My dude is the fucking goated Shadow Priest player. But he's a Shadow Priest. And he's like, yeah, it turns out my friends don't want to play with me. Even though I did a key with him and he was blasting. But it's just like, but your spec is kind of bad. And it's like, I don't know. I really do think, actually, in my opinion, Blizzard needs to do a better job of balancing the game. There's so much good about this season in terms of balance, but let's be real. In terms of tank balance, they really dropped the ball. Would you agree with that? I think everybody agrees with this, I'm pretty sure. Like, the tank balance with Brewmaster early on, then Guardian Druid got buffed, and I'm a Guardian Druid player, so I'm happy about this. But I gotta be honest with you. I didn't want Guardian to be the next Brewmaster, because then everyone who isn't a Guardian feels bad. Like, that's the thing. I was doing the 5 Bear versus 20 Mysara Caverns yesterday, and I was just thinking to myself, imagine there's a prop pally watching this key. They probably feel miserable, right? I also agree with you, Zero. They say they don't do that, but let's be honest. They believe, and I understand from their perspective why they would think this. They believe that raids sell expansions. It's kind of clear, in my opinion, that they balance for the sake of raid. The problem with balancing tanks for raid is that the only way you can do that is via logs and / or sims. And you can tell they balance off sims because a lot of the Guardian Druid changes early on, which made them, if you remember early this season, broken for raid, is because their sims were different than their actual practice. Like the Guardian Druid sim didn't use Iron Fur and also had degenerate uses of things like Puzzle Box, etc. Watch out, Warrior. Warrior, get the trap, Warrior. Holy, close. And so, and then Brew also, but the thing is, Brew wasn't powerful in Raid, which is why they didn't nerf it. Because the Brew, you didn't play Brewmaster because of its damage. You played it because it could live when no other tank could. I just think that's a terrible feeling. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe the community doesn't agree. But I also think, like, Zero, I don't know if you've played, like, tank or whatever, but the idea is, I am of the opinion that tanking should not be that complicated. I think that when tanking is very difficult, the community suffers. I might be able to do it, and I might enjoy the challenge of it. Like, I like being able to do what I'm doing right now. That's cool. But that doesn't mean it's good for the game, because tank shortages occur when tanks are heavily punished. If there's one thing you have to understand about the WoW player base, it's that many people use World of Warcraft as a proxy for in real life success, which means that failing on a role that has responsibility is an extra hit to your emotional well-being, and that is no good. People hate that feeling. And so if you're a tank player or a healer player, and you, for example, are now bricking your key, man, you just feel terrible. Like, it's a terrible feeling. Your DPS don't have a good time. First pull Algathar Academy, they didn't have to add the bleeds, man. They didn't have to do it. There's no reason to. It does not enhance the dungeon experience whatsoever. All right, 12 minutes at this point. I feel like we're like a minute behind, but my route has some good percentage here, so we should be all right. So the idea here, though, is, you know, it just feels bad. If your tank dies on the first pull of Algathar Academy, your DPS are like, man, I was in full cooldowns. Like, come on, dude, right? Your DPS are like, man, I was in full cooldowns. I was doing so good. And then all of a sudden your tank dies and it's just like, rip. Your healer feels bad because they're like, I was spam healing you, man, but like you didn't reset your bleeds, and like maybe the tank feels bad, and it's like, it's just a bad situation for everyone. All right, so we're going to come this way. We're coming to the right. First, I need to aggro the warriors, though. I need to aggro the warriors back a little bit without pulling that. Okay. I can bark skin early to make sure I live. So we're going to pull these like this. Bring them around the side here. And so basically, tank deaths don't make anyone happy. I question why they need to exist at all in the game. And I don't think it is healthy. I think the game would just straight up be better if tanks did not taste dirt nearly as much. Cool? I really think that you could pull a little bit more in this, but I'm hesitant to add too much. I can add that warrior and this caster just for the sake of percentage. Like, this warrior is fine. He doesn't actually aggro. I thought he socialed the caster. Let's fight the mini boss and then do a big pull after. I'm a Guardian Druid, so I'll live it. Otherwise, I don't mind this pull because it really simplifies it. We have big cooldowns here in the future. I don't know. But I think that when you pull the Gnarled into this, or even the Defender, the problem is even though you have big cooldowns, I have to move then for all of my like Ellie Shami things and stuff. So I don't know if it's always worth doing that or not. Okay, I'm going to go Boomkin for him. I want this guy. Taunt him. Need to have big defensives here as I walk in. Cool. This guy's dead. Nice. Mini boss dead. Cool. What's up, Cambo? How's it going, Cambo? Pull back one attack at a time and you won't die? I mean, if that worked for a 21, that'd be pretty interesting. Keep in mind, I mean, you know, never say never, because we timed the plus 20 Mysara Caverns, not pulling one pack at a time. We did. Dude, that 20 yesterday was actually some of the most fun I've had. Zero, I don't know if you know this. Yesterday I was playing with Squish, bunch of good Guardian Druids, right? Mr. Dalgroth, Mr. Squish, Mr. Everybody. So we had basically like all the Guardian Druids of North America, if you're still here. We timed a plus 20 Mysara Caverns with only Guardian Druids. It was kind of funny. Are we doing the incense, by the way? Can we add this caster for the incense? Just grip it. We have a DK to grip, and I'm not going to chain in anytime soon, so it's okay. Oh my god, no. That was a good external. I got Tornado. I was distracted. We did, but we did it with Mysara Caverns, so it wasn't a direct copy. To be fair, wasn't a direct copy. We did our own thing, right? We decided to... The thing is that we did it with zero comms, basically. Like, we were in Discord, but we weren't talking to each other. Zero comms, zero coordination, zero like, oh, hey, guys, we're going to kick this, we're going to pull. We didn't even know what route we were doing. Literally, the comms were, guys, I don't know if you want to add something, just add something. Like, that was the comms. It was basically, if you're not an incarn, go ahead, pull something. That was literally it, and we timed it with like 2 minutes left. It was like third attempt or something like that. Like, it took us a few tries, but not really. Okay, this is a hard pull, but I do think it is worth doing. I have to not die immediately. I have to watch aggro for a second, and then we just have to insta-purge one, and then we should be fine. I don't think this pull is actually banned in the corner here. It's decent percentage, but let's see our timer. Timer's okay right now. So basically, yeah, we were not the first people to do it. We saw the Chinese do it, and that's where I think Squish got the idea. And then the thing about it that was so funny to me is just how little coordination we actually had. That to me was the funniest part of it, was just, I know, like, we didn't coordinate anything. Literally nothing. Hey, Simon, how's it going? So that was to me the funniest part, is just how little preparation we actually had. Careful that caster, careful the caster. That's to me is like a genuinely funny part of doing this. Okay. Need to watch aggro here. Not gonna die, not gonna die, not gonna die. Just settle for a second first. I'll chain in a second. Their skirmishers will explode. I'm gonna be in a little bit of danger. Cool. Then we're gonna chain into the pack here. This comp does not suffer too much with chain pulls, so we're gonna grab this. I'm gonna make sure I don't die. Thrash them here. DK grips the caster in. What's our timer at right now? What do you guys think? Are we healthy or nah? Like, how aggressive do I need to be right now? I'm debating, actually. Our timer it's okay, but it's not, like, fantastic. It's just decent. It's just decent right now. Because we have... I could technically be chaining this defender forward and be, like, hyper-aggressive, but I don't really feel comfortable with that. I am so bad at these tornadoes. I am actually just the worst at dodging the tornadoes. It's, like, the bane of my existence. Okay, I'm pretty sure I let my comp kind of finish this off, and then I start setting up the next pull as they finish off that defender. I think that's the right player. I'm going to go forward. We're going to work... Oh, Guardian's fine. It's basically just not as OP, which I honestly think is okay. I think that's very fair, because you can see I'm in a 21 right now, and I'm doing pretty good. My first attempt at a 21, too, so it's not like I have like a ton of reps built up. So I think we'll be okay. Guardian is going to be all right. I'm not that worried about it. Ooh, that shade is just a little bit alive there in the background. Hopefully we do manage to kill that without too much trouble. Turning to dodgos? Maybe. I don't know. My bad habit. I play the game my way. It works for me, but I know I have some weird habits. Like, I click half my spells, and I do like the keyboard turn. But my brain doesn't work with the other thing. It's the add-on that shows defense. It's called Mini CC. Okay, right now... Problem is... Damage is pretty decent. We need to go basically be combining this down, and then I'm going to need to take a look at our percentage. It's a route that's a bit different than how I normally run this. Okay, so I need to go pull these, and I am a little bit dry walking into the next pull. Yeah, mini CC. It's not perfect, though. Just keep in mind, not as good as Omni CC. I have to get good threat here. We'll go a little Starfall tech for good threat. We come down here. We're not skipping this, so I got to walk in here with the Lunar Beam and the initial kick on my part. Maybe an SI as well to gather. I think I'll be okay, though, without the SI, and I can hold it for a second into the Bark Skin. No. I mean, so you got to remember, people overreact to nerfs and buffs in World of Warcraft, and like I said before, I understand why. No flame for that, because it's giga important that your spec is decent. You know, if your spec is bad, then rest in peace. You can't play the game. And that sucks. That's a bad feeling. So totally understandable why people are so caught up in whether or not their thing is going to be playable or not. However, it's going to be okay. We're going to be just fine. I really didn't want to send that second SI, but I was scared. We can't really chain this up too fast. Like, we have to just hold here for a second. I will have Incarn, but the thing is, I need to hit Bark Skin now. Okay, guys, let me lock in for a second. This is where I might die, and I think our timer is okay right now, so give me a second. We have to be a bit gentle with these. Oh, that blast. Holy. Okay, careful, careful. They did. Yeah, and no, I mean, I was blamed too. A lot of people were very upset the fact that we did that run because they were like, oh, woo, this is how you nerf Guardian. And it's like, we were already getting nerfed, so I don't really feel like it's fair to blame me entirely for that. We were having a lot of fun with it yesterday, though, and understandable why some people would be feeling quite negative about it. Okay, so there's going to be a 5-second gap because my Bark Skin's a little bit desequenced compared to how it normally is. After this pull, we go into boss. We're going to have... I don't feel like my route was that slow. I feel like our percentage is very healthy. The question is... Our timer is just a little bit slow, right? Like, it's not just me, I'm pretty sure. The problem is I don't have a lot of defensives here. So I need to be... I cannot, like, chain this into boss right away. I'm going to need to just at least wait for the Bark Skin. I'm going to just Typhoon them away for a second. We can go into boss here. Just watch me, please. I kind of desequence things just a little bit, and so I am scared. I won't die through Bark Skin and the Frenzied Regen, but past that point, I will be in a bit of danger here, so I have to be just aware. Still rank Guardian S tier? Absolutely. Yes. Like, we got nerfed, right? But the nerfs were fair. Okay, here's the thing. I have to be hyper aware right now. I think I'm going to do some tech where I vortex this and then just kind of backpedal it a little bit so they can still get all their funnel on the boss. Oh, shit, the vortex didn't work. Vortex didn't work. Health potion. I'm okay. I need to just kite this out a little bit, and then we can't really leave those warriors alive until this Bark Skin comes up. That was the plan for this Drained Soul, so that worked out entirely. I'm scared, to be honest with you. I'm going to kick a few of these. Definitely can't leave all of them alive, unfortunately. I can leave like 1 or 2, but I normally walk into this boss with double SI, and I had sent them earlier because 21 was scaring me, and I got hit by a tornado. So we just have to, we can't keep like permafunnel, unfortunately. Okay, that's fine. Boom, explode that, this warrior. We can keep 1 warrior if he really wants to. That one is fine. That one won't kill me. All right, good. Good explode, good explode. Perfect timing on this one. Nice. Okay. Do we have time right now? What's our timer look like? Yes or no? I think so. I think we're okay right now. Okay, now I have Incarn, so I'm fine. And we can keep this one alive for funnel, no problem. And he reset his stacks as well. Whoa, guys, this phase is lasting a very long time. Okay, I'm here, I'm healthy. There we go. Ooh. Okay, I'm like slightly locked in if I miss your comment because this is a 21 and I actually don't see why we couldn't time it. But it will also require me to play well. 10 minutes for... We got 2 packs at the end. Still got to pull 2 packs. And then last boss. So we need the defender. We're not, like, skipping the defender or anything. And this boss, like, this boss can kill you in general. But because I have an arms warrior, I want to leave 1 thing alive for funnel. What's up, Epic? Okay, so we want to leave this guy alive. Oh, somebody kicked it. I was actually, one of the warriors was fine. The rest, like 7 of the warriors was not okay. Should be fine. I get 2 more combat potions in this dungeon, so it's not like I need to send it right now. But basically, when the Guardian Druid buffs were announced, do you remember the week before last? Okay, let me ask you a question if you're watching this right now. Last week, was Guardian Druid powerful? Yes or no? Oh, I wasted that lunar beam slightly. Answer the question for me. Was Guardian Druid powerful last week? Yes. Okay. What you may not remember is that technically that was announced as a nerf. And the online forums, the Redditors, quote unquote, were like, bro, Guardian is dead. I don't know if you remember this, but right before it, because it was announced as a nerf to the Apex, and they were like, come on, guys, like, stop fucking nerfing Guardian. Guardian's dead on arrival. Why do they have to do this? Fucking God, that, like, everybody was so upset that Guardian got nerfed. And how did it end up? Be careful about following the Redditors. They are not always, in fact, not usually right. Make sense? Yeah, you got to be very careful about that. Please heal me for a second. I don't want to waste his spark skin. Okay, good. Okay, boss is dead here. Then I just go grab. We're totally fine, by the way. Like, timer is extremely healthy right now. I'm just going to go out here. Cool. We tag these 2. Timer is not extremely healthy, to be fair. It's just healthy. 89.79 is good. So we got to grab these bats. Here we go. Yeah, so just be aware of the fact that you can't truly take for granted. Like, you can't be like, oh, but the forums are saying this. Because also I remember the Guardian Druid Discord was like, oh, man. And then I was sitting here and I was like, yo, this no Apex build is going to be awesome next week. And everybody was like, no, like, you don't understand. Like, Guardian is so dead, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm kind of sitting here and I was like, I think the no Apex is going to go really hard next week. Not the warrior death here. No, not to the frontal. Not like this. Not like this. I think we have time, like, pretty easy right now. Let me put these screechers away from my team. Okay? So anyways, be careful about the dooming. There's a lot of dooming in the WoW community. Try not to pay so much attention to the dooming. It'll be okay. Okay, I have 2 stacks on me here. We kind of have to be a little bit aggressive with this chain. Our timer's healthy, but it's not like the most omega healthy thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. So careful the casters. Careful the casters. I'm going to Vortex Typhoon this in a second. All together here. Boom, right in the corner. There we go. I'm going to watch my SIs. Like right now. Probably. We go here. Locked in. Timer is actually pretty decent right now. We've had a few whoopsie daisies. We've had actually 2 puddle deaths now. Yeah. So just, it's very easy to doom in the World of Warcraft community. Oftentimes the dooming is not justified. And example being, this nerf to Guardian is literally, it's actually the best nerf we could have asked for because they could have nuked it. They did not nuke it. 5 minutes for last boss is doable, but on 21, we're going to need to really get, we only get 2 damage phases with our current timer right now. So we're going to start dragging this up. Our comp can hit while moving, so we got to kind of roll up here. Without those 2 deaths, our timer would be so incredibly healthy that I would be extremely happy, and I'd be like, great, we're timing a 21. As of right now, we're not guaranteed to time this 21. So hopefully we time it ideally, right? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Do not get hit. I will Feral Frenzy this. Everybody go. I will live this boss. I think we're got it. 5 minutes walking into last boss. We won't have lust. Oh shit, we lost it earlier. Do we win? Am I clicking buttons? Yeah, I always click buttons. That's how I play. Dude, okay. I think that the 2 puddle deaths might actually have cost a little bit of time here. Because otherwise we would be like very... Holy fuck, that does a lot of damage. Holy shit, that does more damage than I thought it did. Whoops. Oh, okay. All right, let's be aware of that mechanic in the future. Let's get a little natural resilience shield going on here because that was extreme amounts of damage that I was not anticipating. Okay. Yeah, that was ooh, that was spicy. That was surprisingly close to death. I was not expecting to almost die there. Dude, this boss Does so much damage at this key level. What the hell? This is a lot of damage. This is... Yeah, that tickled. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I'm fine. Natural resilience plus bark skin. We kill these totems. I position the boss right at the center here. In some dungeons, I might swap Balloon's Favored, but we'll see how it functions here. Very possibly, I could swap Balloon's Favored vodka for Ursul's Warding in like some dungeons with heavy magic damage. I don't know. I was able to live this key pretty well. I actually feel solid. You think so, Mua? We engaged last boss with 5 minutes, but keep in mind, we have no loss, so we have to do it in 2 damage amps. We get 2 full damage amps if nobody dies, so that's a good sign. 2 full damage amps makes me feel pretty happy. I think we'll be okay if no deaths. I still get my Feral Frenzy right in this window, which is nice. We get 1 more damage amp after this. We come back and we kill it after that. That's, I think, the plan right now. Okay, Sundering Roar into this. Then I'll have to rotate. Make sure I just plan my SIs well this fight, because there was... Ooh, okay, that was a good burn. That's a solid burn right there. That makes me more confident. I like this. I like that. Okay. So we're going to go here. Bark Skin plus Natural Resilient Shield in the corner will be just fine. I wonder if I got... You know what I think happens? Because that doesn't do that much damage. I bet you I got hit by a puddle on my way back. Oh, what's up, Ollie? How's it going, Ollie? We're 21 Mysara Caverns last boss right now. Yeah, I think we'll be okay, Moa. Hopefully, but let's not jinx it, huh? Let's make sure that we're okay. I don't want to chance it. You got this? Thank you. Okay, so Natural Resilience Shield. Go to the corner. Charge back to my team. I have Combat Potion for the next amp as well. We definitely have it in next amp if we don't die. Timer is pretty healthy. We've had a few whoopsie daisies, few puddle deaths, so our timer could be even better, to be honest. I will hold my damage amp for this. Okay. This one I will just SI. No need to chance it. I have plenty of, boom. Wild charge back. Nice. Okay. Okay, we absolutely have it. Look at this. We win. 21 Mysara Caverns timed. Nice. This will be my first 21. How exciting! I think, by the way, my damage here is pretty... I mean, I feel it, Epikuros, but you can see I'm like 129k overall. To be fair, before nerfs, I would be at like 150. Like 100%, I would be at like significantly more, but it's not like it would be unbelievable. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got this. We got this. Nice. That's a solid 21 times. Yeah, we 100% we have it. This is easy. Now at this point, you Combat Potion. I have Feral Frenzy on the boss here in a second. Yeah, so like post-nerf, I am not amazingly Omega Giga OP. I'm just good. Now, nice, GG's. Very good time. GG's. Well played, well played. First 21. Nice. First 21. And I was not actually that geared. Look at this. We got 284 item level. Hoo-hoo. There you go. So, the Guardian Druid nerfs, let's examine them, right? Here we go. We have 284. I haven't upgraded this week. I would have 4 more item levels to keep in mind. So yeah, fair nerf. I had 127k overall instead of 140 or 150k overall. Fair enough? Nice. 284 is not that geared. No, at the end of this week, if you do the tech for gearing at the moment, then you would be significantly higher. Yeah? Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You can link Warriors Raider IO page? Sure. Warrior people from stream wanna know your Raider IO and stuff. You want me to see his build too, Strange Magnet? He can tell you, I think. I could just tell him to come to stream real quick. Nice. That was a solid 21, by the way. Thank you, by the way, for trusting my bear. Appreciate it. I think that route is good. I think that route... I haven't upgraded though. I'm still 284, but that route felt fine. I think 4 more item levels and I live that route on 22, actually. Link good so I can see the talent? Yeah, absolutely though. You don't need reinvigoration. Ooh, I disagree with that, Karen. Personally speaking, now, there are many ways to play bear for what it is worth, right? Here. Woo number 11762. That Mistweaver should add me. He was good too. Oh, I missed him. Here we go. Here, I should add everybody in this, by the way. Is my battle tag full? All right, we gotta delete some people. Sorry, hold up. Who's getting yeeted from the friends list? My battle tag is full. Subsonic. Oh, I know he's good, actually. No, I want to add people. I'm trying to add people, man. Sorry, Skewy. Who's Siege? Siege 2 months ago. I need to actually clear up my battle tag. I have 600 people on here. Remove friend. All right, bet. Add me for future keys. Future keys. Awoo, number 11. This is the thing. If you time a 21, you definitely got to add people after. Imagine timing a 21 and not adding the people to your friends list. That would be trolling. Oh, that's Rosie. I don't want to add. I don't want to get rid of her. All right, 6 months ago. Who's this? On game. Sorry, on games. All right, 28 days ago. Sorry, dude. All right, off in public. I remember this guy, but nope. All right, bye-bye. Cool. We should add people. Add friend. Battle tag friend. Boom, like this. Bam. And then Dr. Nate DK. Add friend. Add battle tag friend. Boom. Okay, there we go. We already friends? Oh, nice. Nice. If your Skyreach goes to 20, one of my last 4 Rezil, by the way. If, 21, fine. All right, cool. Nice. Very solid 21. That's a great way to start stream. To be honest with you, I wasn't even going to push into 21. What's up, Will Hauer? I don't use the cheese tactic, Will, and the reason is because Guardian Druid has a way to deal with that last boss without needing to do anything like that. Yeah. Well, oh, no, sorry. Let me tell you about reinvigoration, first of all. This is important. Yeah, Guardian Druid doesn't need to. Did I miss the link? I had it. Oh, sorry. Let me get it for you. What's up? Yo, a hype train with 100 bits. I bet we got to put some more squats and jumping jacks for today. What do you think about upgrade? Upgrade trinket. So we're going to get a lot of the cores. Don't worry about it too much. Here's the thing. Don't worry about it too much. If y'all get a 20 AA or Skyreach, my last few for Brazil. Oh, shit. We getting a bunch. Holy. All right. Another sub. Pika Pie. Thank you for the prime sub. Yeah, I'm just going to start putting out the word that I need a few more for the Brazil. All right, that feels good. That's 500 points for a single key. That's solid. That's a good 21 right there. On the way to Brazil 21. That's nice. All right, solid. Cool. GG's. See ya around. Bam. Like that. I felt pretty good there. We can examine that log. Oh, did anyone log that, by the way? My logs were not enabled, I think. I would love... Oh, wait. I might have actually been logging that. That's good. If I get 280 item level, KK. Great question. Now, I will do jumping jacks in a second. But before I do, let me give everybody a massive tip to understand the Crest discount. Somebody can confirm if I am wrong or right. This week, people should be able to access the Mythic Dawn achievement, which is average item level of 285. You do not need every slot to be 289. You need your average item level to be 285. Here's the problem with that. You still need the actual slot that you're trying to upgrade to be 289 at the highest cap. But your main will not have every item at 289. So what you want to do is when you unlock the Mythic Dawn Crest achievement, you go on your alt. Your alt will therefore get their rings or their neck or whatever piece you're missing to 289. Then you go back to your main, and then your main will be able to save on Mythic Crest so they can get the upgrade. And it's very important that you do that, otherwise you will still just be wasting and sending 20 crests, even with Myth Dawn, on your main achievement. So what I'm going to do on my bear, you can see here, I'm 284, I have my rings like this, I'm going to get the achievement, I'm going to go on my alt, and then I'm going to take my alt's rings to 289 so that I can upgrade these rings for free. Does that make sense? Do jumping jacks, please? I can do that. I can do that. But this is important to understand about how that system works, for what it's worth, okay? Alrighty then. Jumping jacks it is. I can do this. I can do that. What about reinvigoration? I'll explain reinvigoration after jumping jacks, deal? How about that? How about that? Whatever happened to that girl? Wasn't there a girl like Cash Me Outside girl? Oh, no, here's why. There's so many reasons why. I'll explain why. I want you to examine something. There's a fundamental difference. What's up, X4N? I got my first 21 timed. Talent changes? There's one talent change, maybe, Banana. Possibly. But I have to mess around with it. I don't think I'm going to change it because if we take a look, this was a 21, so this is a good key to examine. Look, that's pretty weak. 7%, and it's mostly trickle healing. It's not actual, like, really, really powerful healing. I don't know about that. So I'm, like, iffy on it, but let me do it. All right, 20. I'll do some jumping jacks. We got to start getting this counter back up. I owe 31.40, and we're a little bit behind. Great question, Elliot. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that feels good, actually. That feels really good. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you, son. Thank you, son. I will get some throughout the day today. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, bet. I'll count that as 30, huh? We'll start working toward the goal. We got to get there. Okay, let me explain some things about, for what it is worth, let me explain some things about Guardian that a lot of people are not understanding. When Guardian became meta again last week, many people had adopted the playstyle of no Apex. But what they don't, or rather, on some level, there is a difference in how you can play Guardian. I want you to notice something about my HPS in this key. Now, granted, we have the log somewhere, but just looking at details, when you look at the top people, this is Dorky or Andy or whatever, they are trying to parse 100 for damage, always. Technically speaking, hitting Frenzied Regen is a damage loss. Barely. But it's also a difference because in Midnight, we got this talent. It's the most broken fucking defensive talent that Bear has ever received, pretty much. But a lot of people don't use it. I think it's sad. It's how I was able to live most of the pulls in that dungeon. I do not use Frenzied Regen to heal myself. I use it to get this shield. This is a giga talent. Unbelievable talent. It is crazy to me that people don't play it. The only reason not to play this is because it does technically cost a global. Look at my HPS in this key. This is overall in the 21 that I just played. That thing is fucking broken. And it's how I live some of the pulls in the earlier part of the dungeon. Otherwise, I would just die through Incarn, like, easily. Because the bears that I pull like 4 bears, 5 bears, their tear armor goes through Iron Fur. So here's the thing. Oh, no, Bear was getting nerfed before I had altitude, but thanks. So the idea here, tooltip just bugged. It is what natural resilience does in combination with reinvigoration is that every time I press Frenzied Regen, I get 16% more healing out of it because I play double Forest Walk plus movement speed, which is really nice. And on top of that, this delays it by a second. So I get an extra second. And now I use this in combat while I'm already at full health. And the extra second of its duration keeps it so that for 4 seconds, I can't die. It does. It does. Forest Walk counts like that. Even if it doesn't, it's still for the movement speed. That's a great question if it would apply to your Frenzied Regen itself, but as far as I know, it does, because Lunar Beam affects it. Lunar Beam affects your max health, which will allow this to be even higher than that. So Lunar Beam plus Frenzied with this 2 talents basically means you can't die. It's like a pseudo-defensive. But if you take a look, I spend a lot of globals. It's my habit when I've examined logs from other Guardian Druids, they don't do this. Many Guardian Druids do not oversend on Frenzied Regen, and I think it actually makes them a lot squishier. Now, you can do it, but I do not rely on Elun's Favor to begin with. So for me, my playstyle this week is exactly the same. You can tell that Thrash definitely got nerfed, but that's for me. Does that make sense? So I love movement speed. Movement speed is massive. Plus, you also still get this every time Well-Honed Instincts proc as well. So there's a lot of interactions, and I would never drop this. I would drop almost any other talent before I drop Natural Resilience. We can test it technically. We can technically test it, but I'm pretty sure. So if I go here, we can it's hard to say exactly, but if I just apply, because I would have to untalent it to actually see, but Sundering Roar? You mean Improve Roar? That's fine. You could play this too. New spec at all today? No, I think I'm going to play the same exact thing. The question I have is going to be whether or not I change Elun's Favored. All right, let me put 30. I did 30. 30 more toward this tracker. Thank you for the bits and the hype train and the subs, guys. I appreciate it. 30 more. So we're at 1,075. I will eventually get here, and I got to put 3,140. It's a good goal. I can ask them if they're doing more. Doing more? Would you spec a second point? Now, that's a good question, C-Steam. The first point has the most benefit because you still cast your Frenzied... You still get the benefit of Forest Walk with 1 point. The second point, I like that even more because it gives me more of a trickle shielding with natural resilience. But realistically, I think I would drop it. Like, Algathar Academy, I could totally see playing this here. I could, because the battle axes hurt a lot, and this would give me more DR against battle axes, and I think that there's a world where I would play this in maybe Algathar Academy, maybe a few others. I could see that definitely being a good choice at the very least, right? Innervate, most healers. Like if you're playing with a Mistweaver, they never have mana problems, so that's fine. Let me see. Let me ask if they have any more that they're doing, or let me just quickly look at the Dungeon Finder and see what's going on here. There's a 19 and 19. Is there any of the 20s I still need? I was not expecting to get into that 21. Ooh, let me see if I can get into this. Gonna apply. Gonna apply. They need a Guardian Druid, it looks like. Looks to me like they need a Guardian Druid, and I happen to be one. What's up, Emberosis? Good luck in your keys today. Thank you. I'm very happy. I mean, I accomplished a goal that I was not intending to accomplish today. I did a 21, and it wasn't even pit. This is another easy 21 if they'll take me. I did a 21 Mysara Caverns just now. Timed it. That was a pretty good run. That's a 20. Like, 21 is a big key right now. I'll be around for far. Oh, yeah. Sorry, random. I forgot. I'm going to just keep trying to apply for the things that I need. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to get max item level. I'm not even max item level. Oof, I might not get taken. My IO is too low. My IO is too low for this 20 Algathar Academy. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, nice. I got taken. All right, bet. Hello. Hello. Let me bio fast, then on my way. We have a Warlock too, so we can do it. Would you say Bear is still leading the pack? Yeah. I think Bear and Brew are going to be the best tanks. I like that they buff the survivability of other tanks, but it doesn't necessarily... You get your shield slower. Yes, correct, Karen. I would rather have the shield over a few seconds instead of all at once. That's the main reason, yeah. That's actually that's the main reason, yeah. Let me go to the bathroom fast, and then let's see if we can knock out this 20 real fast. Gear my Guardian or go back to Brew. Genuinely, Guardian will be fine. Do not listen to the naysayers. Do not listen to naysayers. Guardian will be literally not just fine, but omega good. Don't worry about it. I think Guardian will still be meta, just not as dominant. Oh, talents are here if you want them. They're all in my Discord too. Somebody do exclamation Discord. You can find them there. Somebody exclamation Discord real fast. Let's do key. All right, I need to hydrate today too. So, in terms of the meta tank picks, let me wait for this ad to be done and we'll get into it. Routes. With Warlock, we're going to do probably the big route. I think that this route is borderline better. I'm honestly deciding, in my opinion, that this might be better, but the more traditional route is that you play pull 6 like this, and then you get rid of this, and then you Warlock Gateway and you do this. To be honest with you, I have a lot of success not doing this, but that's fine. This is the route. This is what you do. There's another way to route Algathar, and I swear it's actually better than this. Here we go. That's in my opinion, but it's an opinion thing. All right, let's see if we get this real quick. 21. That felt good. I'm glad they took me. I should say thank you, honestly, to that guy for taking me. Thank you, by the way. Thank you, by the way, for taking me, even though I didn't have IO. Appreciate it. I appreciate that. That was nice of him to take me. So you wouldn't want to get Ursoc's Ward. Good question. Brambles is damage, so I like damage. If I can get more damage in this build, I'll take it. Ursul's warding is about 5% reduced magic damage on average. Depends. I think that this key is actually the key that I would play Ursul's warding. There are many benefits, mostly battle axes and last boss. Works out for Frenzied Region to be every 4 globals during Incarn. True. Although, Emilia, because of the ping issues that I have, I tend to just alternate Thrash Frenzied Region. But technically, you're right, yeah. It's not like I do that. 7 to 8%. Depends with max Iron Fur or not. So this key, first pull, as an example. Me? Oh, you don't need to bomb me. Oh, you don't need to bomb me. You don't need to bomb me. All good. I'm chill. I'm chilling, literally. I don't need to. I think pull 6 is a waste as well. I think so too. And the other option is this. The other option is this. All right, here's the problem. But this one will kill Warlock. There's another way, and you take the end pull. It simplifies it, and I swear, I just timed it with this route. So this is one route here, okay? If we change this up and we don't want a double Ravager, you can actually do pull 7 as a chain. And then what you do is instead of a quadruple Echo Knight at the end, you actually pull basically like this. And you just play the stairs without a gateway. And then you need these 2 Ravagers here. This is another pull for what it's worth. You have to chain this. So this route I did earlier on 20. We had it, but 3 deaths, last boss, 2-second off time. All right, here's the thing. You chain 7, not all at once. Yeah, so 7, you go boom, you go 4 of these with this, and then as these die, you pull these, and then you chain it into the bridge. I honestly kind of like this route. I think it's a little bit safer, to be honest with you. But it is technically a little bit slower, and the timer can be so complicated here. Can be really, really chill. Yo, by the way, I don't know if you're still here, Zero. It was really cool that you came to say hi. I was pretty honored, actually. I was like, oh my god, you're on the video I made. I don't like the big Echo Knight pull because you can die to it, even with line of sight and stuff like that. First one instead? All right, bet. So first one is because all cooldowns end of Croth. So tends to line up, okay? Now, this key, we could play warding, actually. Not a bad idea. There are some moments that I will not benefit from warding, but it's fine. All right. Let's go big augment rune. I want to time this 20. And then let's check my flask and everything. Weapon oil, lock rocks. Let's get it all done. You have to do it? Yeah. I think it's better that they added a minute, but this still feels like the tightest timer in my opinion, for sure. Okay, 1 second. Of course I know the homie. The homie Forrest. Giga chill guy. He's also permanently online. The guy, I don't know what else he does, but he is always online. Of course I know the homie Forrest. Very chill dude. Great tank. Excellent tank player. All right, let me just quickly take an overall of this here. Let me take an overall of this real quick. We'll just go here. I'll grab a little bit of a screenshot for the good old Discord. Here like this before I reset the meters, right? Cool. We'll go like that. Perfect. 21 Mysara Caverns timed. Okay, Ready? Let's roll. So first pull, I will actually be in a bit more danger without a Loon's Favored, but the warding will give me just a bit of padding on the battle axes, and that's what will really kill me here, so seems like a good trade to me. All right, cool. I'm ready. Let's get a 20 Algathar Academy done. This would be good. After this, I would just need Skyreach, and to be honest with you, I think Skyreach is much easier than this. Seems so? Yeah. The build doesn't change. No, Karen. This is the thing, Karen. I don't know what's the highest Algathar you've done, but those battle axes will shred you regardless. You will get global. Like, you can die through Lunar Beam and Bark Skin, and I know that because it's happened to me. Like, you know, oh, and first pull? No, first pull, it hurts, but I'll be fine. Yeah, I'm not worried about first pull. First pull I know how to do first pull. First pull, not too worried. But the battle axes, how quickly you can die on that is redonkulous. You will die through Incarn, among other things as well. Okay, Thrash 1, and then Incarn. I always delay my Incarn here for a second. It makes a big difference on this pull. Cool, nice little FC procs there, actually. Go a little faster. Make sure I tag all these bees that are coming in. Perfect. And then I'm going to keep everything nicely stacked. Locked in. I actually somehow managed to reset my... Oh my god, he pulled aggro with the execution. God damn it. The fact that Rhett can still do that for me is kind of insane. How did he... Wait, no. He taunted. He taunted, didn't he? Oh, wait, it's Brazil. They said reset, it's Brazil. Did he taunt that? Because I reset my bleed stacks. Was that execution sentence or was that a taunt? Because... Losing threat on this? Okay. Did you taunt that to reset my bleed? Or was that just execution sentence? What? I'll try to watch. I will do my best to watch it, but it's not like I was doing low damage. I'll try to watch it. Holy fuck. I was like, wait, my bleed reset, and then all of a sudden I just see the rep pally die. Wait, what? That was a perfect setup. Wait. What? Well, I mean, you're not targeting like the one... Like, on that pull, I'm kind of just fighting for my life and AoEing, man. The thing is, it doesn't matter if I'm targeting it or not. The only way I would have to manually taunt it. But I wasn't expecting him to rip from me when I have the perfect setup on Bear. The fuck? Leps is to start to woo rant? Okay, I will rant about the fact that they should... Yeah, apparently the nerf does matter. Holy. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter which. It doesn't even matter if you're facing the primary mob. Holy fuck. I mean, I have really good threat, man. I have extremely powerful healing threat and DPS threat on that. Holy shit. I can try, but the thing... I have to manually taunt the target. You just have to, this is how, I had to do this before the buff. When I was originally, and I think it was the first 19 Nexus, or sorry, 19 Pit of Sauron that I did early on. I also had to play like this, where part of my rotation had to actually weave in manual taunts because of that. Wow. That was impressive. I'll try my best. I will rant Lefsu about the fact that if a tank is in a pull and I am doing near DPS levels of damage, there is literally no way that a DPS should be able to rip threat from me. Not when I have a near perfect setup. If I like mess up, that's a different story. But if I am playing extremely well and I can lose threat to somebody in that situation, in that instance, they should buff tank threat. I understand why threat exists, and I totally get it. And I don't want them to remove threat from the game because it exists for a reason. But if this Ret Pally is able to rip threat from me on this pull, I don't know about that. Like, I think that might not be good. I think he should not be able to rip threat. The fact that I might have to manually taunt this skull target because that's his execution sentence prio is actually insane, and I do not think that is healthy for the game, because if that's happening to me at this level on a 20 when I am actually having the near perfect setup for this pull, imagine how it will feel for everyone who is not me in a regular weekly key who doesn't have the perfect setup and might actually be struggling more. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that that is maybe something that needs to be looked at. If tanks are ever struggling with threat to this degree, then it should definitely be looked at, because that should not be a thing that happens. Like, that absolutely should not be a thing. Does that make sense? I have to SI, actually. The bleed reset at the last second. All good, go back in. So that to me is a red flag. If you're ever struggling with this, then that's a red flag. Okay, just need a little bit of healing here because I did oversend. That last bleed, I was a second off my reset timing, so now I'm good back to bark. Then we're here. Yeah, not the best setup here because that pull did live a little bit long, but I'm okay though. I got flamed week 1 of Mythics for losing aggro. Yeah, the problem with threat basically is I understand why it exists, but the truth is it feels bad for everyone when it's a problem. That's one reason I don't like it. Because your DPS hate it, your healer hate it, everybody hates it basically when you lose threat as a tank. No one has a good time when that happens. Wants it by AoE taunt? Emberosis, I would agree with you. Warrior has an AoE taunt on a 1.5 minute cooldown. It also functions as a silence. To be fair, the silence portion of that AoE taunt is probably broken and might need to be looked at. I don't think that every tank should have an AoE CC on a 1.5 minute cooldown that actually just completely nukes casters, okay? Now, one thing I would say is that they should, and absolutely should, look at threat as a tank. And I think that if you gave on a 3-minute cooldown every single tank an oh shit AoE threat button, I actually think it would be a good idea. Just in case you're playing, because think about how well that would work out in function. In theory, it could be kind of broken, but if people want to abuse it at the highest level, that's fine. Because in function, it would actually be omega helpful for the vast majority of key levels. Do you know what I mean by that? I think that it would actually make a big deal for most players. Your weekly keys would feel better. Everything would feel better if you could just have an AoE threat button. I think that that would actually be pretty good. Yeah, you don't even need to have it attached to like any sort of CC. Just a threat button that you hit this button and it AoE taunts the mobs around you. I think that something as simple as that would be an excellent idea. Doesn't have to have any sort of CC attached. Upgrading stuff to, no, it doesn't take Crest, and you can farm them infinitely, which is a question mark. Like, that's kind of interesting. The fact that you can farm it infinitely is interesting. Also, on the first poll, not playing Elun's Favored for this run, I did notice that trickle healing being a little bit in question, by the way. I absolutely did actually notice that. Ooh, guys. All right, stack up, stack up, stack up, stack up. Good stack, good stack. All right, my team is gaming. Thrash immediately with Bark Skin up. This one, I'm going to have to dispel myself. Ooh, actually, my Rep Pally just dispelled me, I'm pretty sure. Thank you, Rep Pally. Wow, look at that. My Rep Pally is gaming, man. Is this Rep Pally famous? Am I playing with a Giga Blasting Rep Pally? What is up with this? He stole threat from me on the first pull, which hasn't happened in weeks, okay? He is sacrificing me on cooldown every minute, which is the exact intermission of this phase, because he's probably had some tanks die to it. I'm going to be fairly tanky against it, so I don't really need it, but he is, like, on point right now. And you said, for example, that he has Omega Bisc gear? Kind of curious. Kind of curious right now. And everyone just dwarfed. What the hell? And the boss just died perfectly on time? We skipped an entire ad phase? Who am I playing with right now? Wait, who is this? Who am I playing with at the moment, though? You legit? Oh, can't catch it. Are we being negative again? Are we being negative again? Can't catch it on YouTube? Don't be negative. You can't be a Debbie Downer. Don't be a Debbie Downer. What's up, Yoki? I'm breaking down logs. What's up? 30 less than mine, but they are fine. What is this rocket science? Oh, it's just the fact that... Okay, great question. I totally hear your question here, all right? You want me to answer it? When I first watched, the very first MDI I ever watched, I was healing that season, by the way. And Yoki, I was like, man, how are they living these pulls? Like, the healer must just be blasting. Like, what is this hidden tech that I am not familiar with? So I went ahead and I examined some logs. Then I watched the MDI again. This was way back when. And I was like, wait a second. They're healing less than me. And you know what it is? Their team is using defensives. And then no one's standing in puddles. And people are actually CCing and getting kicks. And the overlap of abilities are getting interrupted. And so, in fact, it turns out that when your team helps you, you don't have to do that much healing at all. That is the difference that you are noticing right now. Charge back, charge back. Oh my God, no! Oh, tech. That was it. No. That was tech. Somebody, don't clip that. Don't clip that. That was tech. What just happened there? That was. Look at how fast I am to this pull. Wow, Giga Bear Tech. Look at this tank player. Wow, this is amazing tanking right here. Holy. This is. Look at that. Perfect. That was perfect. That was. Yeah. Wow. This is the level of effort that you need to do to time a 20 Algathar Academy. Unbelievable tank tech right there. Very proud of myself. Yeah, I didn't want to show that until I was doing the 21, but you know. Remember, guys, let me give you some Giga tank tech. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Oh, no, let me get a second for aggro. I had the Thrash ticking. Okay, apparently the Thrash nerf is felt because I had a Thrash on them. Listen, I tell you this, okay? I'm going to need to just reset my bleed here real quick. If something happens as a tank, but it works, remember, it's tech. If something happens as a tank and you die and your team is over, then it's not tech. But if you, for example, if something gets butt pulled, but you don't die, that's just tech. Like, that's not a butt pull. Like, that was intentional because that means you get extra percentage. So it's tech. If you do something like this and you don't die, it's called tech. Our timer is very healthy right now. Rat Pally is blasting. So I have the Starfall here, which means we cannot lose threat. I have tagged them with the Thrash in midair. I have done everything that I need to do to make sure that I have threat on this. Okay? I will mark a target with Skull in case his execution sentence somehow does try to rip threat from me. I will pay Giga attention in case. I'll taunt this one. I'm over here. I've got Incarn. I'm going to just reset my bleeds real fast because I don't want to die. I don't want to get globaled. Okay? Perfect. Damn. I actually don't know who I'm playing with, but this is a very good team right now. We're doing everything that we need to be doing in high keys. Look how evenly they're dying too. So for example, they're even cleaving things, which is a big deal in higher keys. So we don't have to fight one bird at like 5 million health. That's a pretty big deal. So everybody will swap to this skull target now because that's the right thing to do. And then we're going to go like this and good to go. Apparently, I don't know, the Thrash nerf is felt because he totally ripped from me, even though I had a Thrash in midair. You still do it with weapon roll? Oh, yeah, well, first of all, for what it is worth, okay? Get more 5 Guardian keys? That was probably a unique thing. Sarge, what am I doing wrong? I guess that depends. What's up? I'm only 284. Like, I haven't upgraded anything. You had multiple aggro issues? Okay, today, for what it's worth, Sarge, this is actually the most aggro issues I've had. So, I don't think they've altered anything, but it is a little bit weird, for sure. It is actually a bit strange right now. The Rat Pally in particular. I don't know if he's just very gung-ho. I don't know if he's just Omega Gear doing like crazy damage or anything like that, but unsure. Either way, I have had some aggro issues this key. I'm also getting a little bit tired, and I can tell I'm a little drained right now, so I'm not playing at my best either. I could get a bit more item level, but we'll need it for 20s, though. We could, but also, I think that the special 5-bear run might have been kind of exclusive. I'm going to proc my Well-Honed Instincts. I'm going to let it proc here. No problem. I got it. Let it proc. I want it to proc now. There it is. Perfect. I would rather it now so that I have it up for Fire Phase, though. It's called X-Wind Nandus. X-Wind Boss. Okay. So here I can incarn. My incarn has definitely been desynced this dungeon because normally I need it for that last phase of the boss on the first thing, but we killed the first boss so fast that we actually didn't get that phase. And so my incarn will be weird right now. I'm going to need to resync it later because the end pulls are going to be more impactful than this pull. That's the best passive utility. I don't know if I agree with that. Technically speaking, for what it's worth, though. What's up, Mud Media? Plog? Hello there. I'm always down to make a new friend. I'm not familiar with you, Mr. Mud, but you know that a lot of people have told me that if you bathe in mud, you apparently get massive benefits to your skin. Is this true? Mud Media? You would probably be the person to ask, right? Are you a mud expert? I don't know how this works. Apparently, people put like mud and they bathe in it. They do it on their face. It's good for skincare. Never tried it, though. Have you actually been to a mud bath before? Did you like it? It was good for your skin? There you go. See? The rumors were accurate. Apparently the rumors were true. I have never. I think that it would be massive sensory overload, and I'm pretty sure I would have a miserable time. It does not seem like something that I would super enjoy. But then again, different strokes for different folks. I don't even like taking regular showers. I'm supposed to, but the thing is, I'm a little worried, to be honest with you. Imagine I took a regular shower. I probably wouldn't have timed that 21 Mysara Caverns earlier. Like, part of, and this is a really important thing to understand, right? Part of getting IO is making sure that you are as sweaty as possible, right? Everybody knows this. You can't, for example, truly be a degen WoW gamer without being sweaty. And so if you are cleansing yourself of the sweat, then realistically, I think you're leaving IO on the table. You know what I mean? It's not like mud. Okay, actually, I'm being sarcastic, of course, but no, it's true. It's absolutely true. This is the thing. So I don't want to sacrifice my IO. Like, I care enough about this game that my personal hygiene is just going to have to take a back seat. Like, I do what I have to do. It's kind of like the same thing as there's a lot of people who don't, like, bank showers before an expansion, and it's like, all right, I mean, if you want to be a filthy casual, then just be a clean casual. But that's one reason I don't like, for example, the phrase filthy casual. It's actually not an accurate phrase, because imagine, like, a filthy casual implies that you are filthy, but actually casuals tend to be cleaner, whereas the degenerates tend to be sweatier. You see? This is an important thing. I think a lot of people are not factoring this in properly. Light dirtied casual? Nah, it's not the same. I think we just need to update our vocabulary. Also, this boss is really not dying. Again, I didn't have my incarn burn, so my tank damage here is slightly lower than it normally is. But this is lasting for 3 AoEs, which is, if we could live this, our timer would be adequate. But again, my incarn got desynced. Okay, we lived it here. We're at 14 minutes. That's doable. Our damage is pretty high. You look kind of clean. Thank you, Hantles. I'm great at presenting myself, but trust me, that is powerful. That's a powerful effect. You know, all I can tell you is that I would have, if I was at the club right now, the pheromones would be all over the place. No, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, by the way. I don't play with a cooldown manager. I don't actually play with anything. I don't think a lot of people really catch this half the time. I don't like playing with those things. I just have it all memorized in my head. Like, I have no way to track, for example, my uptime on things. I just have it in my head. Okay, so we're gonna prio this guy. Ideally, we prio this. Obviously, that's the execution sentence target. We have pretty good prio in this comp, so shouldn't be a problem. Okay, good. I've baited this charge on me. So we're doing all the right tech pieces. For Algathar, we're doing like an extremely good job. I just don't feel comfortable. It's a really big time loss, but it saves a pack at the end. And so I like that idea. But I need to bait this next charge on me, first of all. If I bait this, I'm on the edge here. Then I can go in. It's on the DK. He's going to be fine, actually. Okay, we're going to go in now. Cool. So we grab these two. I'm going to go like this for aggro. Then I'm going to walk in here. This is maybe the hardest pull of the dungeon for me. So I'm just going to focus a little bit, lock in. This is the big battle axe pull. This is actually why I swapped a talent, literally. I actually swapped a talent physically to deal with this type of pull. Because quadruple battle axe for bear last week was a lot easier. This week is going to be much harder. Basically, you alternate the globals. I can just die here. This is, Karen, this is what I was referencing. You will notice that I can actually just straight die on this pull, even through all cooldowns. So I'm going to overlap a bunch of things. Like I have Incarn here, right? And then from here, I need to stand. If they can bait melee, I'm trying to bait the worm on myself. I bark skin immediately. There can be zero... There can't be like a gap in my defensives whatsoever. So I have bark skin up for a few seconds. Then I have lunar beam up. Then I'm going to frenzied regen 1. Then I'm going to vortex, and I'm going to back up. Yeah. So now I have to kite, basically. The problem is that when I sequence the route like this... Oh, are you, Karen? Okay, congratulations. So you know. Yeah, yeah. Don't mean to belittle you at all. I have no idea, obviously. I forgot that you are a big guardian druid. So I think that I did that pretty well, but now I have a problem of, can I live the next double since my Incarn isn't quite up? That's one reason I think that this is a good route, but I don't know how to sequence the next thing properly. So I have double SI, plus Bark, plus Lunar, and I'll have Sundering, plus double this. I think I need to do the double because that's what my team is expecting me to do. So I'm just going to build on this real fast. I'm going to take a second because I'm ahead of my team here. Then I'm going to walk in here. I'm going to drop this. I think I'll be okay. I just have to really watch aggro. I'm going to rely on natural resilience. I thrash. And then I'm basically going to rotate right as this bark ends. It's SI number 1. I'm probably going double SI here. That's the plan. So 3, 2, 1. It's a double SI, actually. Then it's here. And then what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to get to this next Incarn for sure. Just one mangle there just to really get here. Bam. Okay, fantastic. We're going to Sundering Roar now, and then I'll be okay. So that ended up working out okay. Watch the surges, watch the surges. We overlap CC if that's a cap totem, so I have to be careful after the cap totem expires. Great damage on this pull. Holy fuck, it got annihilated. You can do triple and run circles. But I like putting this Ravager into the next one, so I think it's acceptable for me to do it like this. At least, I don't know about 21. I bet you that's like a 21 special. Like that to me seems like it would be a really good strat for 21. I don't know. Triple Veximus platform scares the shit out of me. Man, Karen, maybe I'll have to learn how to do that for 21, but goddamn, dude, this full terrifies me. I have like a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, there's like a genuine level of PTSD I think I have about this. You know, like, really, I'm gonna kite a little bit now, that's fine. I actually think that there is a level of, there's some medical diagnosis for how I feel about this platform after playing Bear all season. I'm serious because like I bricked so many of my friends' keys. Remember, weren't we in a key random where it was like, oh, I don't know if you were there for that day. My first ever 19, it was like weeks ago. I was just here and it's just planned because that's what you have to get. That's why I have such a good plan is because I've died here. I think that, Karen, if you're a high IO tank, you can tell me what you think about this. I think a lot of tank players don't realize that the people who are extremely good at tanking and basically never die, they're good because they have died, not because they never die. And I think that that is a super important distinction that we actually don't cover. Because I had to kite there, though, that worm is going to be hitting the Warlock. I think my Shaman's okay. Mana? Is he good on mana? His mana's low. Does he need mana? Because I was going to chain in here, though. Yes? Okay. We don't chain that. No chain, no chain, no chain. That's fine. Our timer is really good right now, so we're fine. Okay, let him get mana. That's fine. Yeah, our timer's like very decent right now, so no problem at all. We'll go 2 into this and 2 into the next pull. When he's finished drinking, I'm going to pull these 2. I'm just going to let him drink for a second. Give him that. Okay, boom. Make sure I have aggro because they're going to jump out. Don't want anybody to get clapped right as I pull boss. Can open with this. Perfect. And then here. Yeah, it's actually a big thing to consider, right? A lot of tanks don't realize that in order to be a successful tank, you must fail. It is actually just part of it, and I swear, this isn't understood, and it causes a lot of strife in the community. Because so many tanks walk in and go, oh man, the pull is so hard. And it's like, man, but when I watch Dorky play, he doesn't die. Or when I watch a Woo, like he seems to be fine. It's like, because I have already failed. You got to remember that not only has this season been out for a little bit, not only is this not the first 20 Algathar Academy I've done, but also I played beta for like 3 months because I like beta testing. So it's really important to understand just how many reps I have tanking Algathar Academy. And all of the times that I have died to the battle axes, that I did die to the first pull, then I learn from it and I feel much better. But it is part of the process. You have to be willing to fail as a tank. It just feels so bad. Like, it feels so incredibly punishing when you're a tank player and you make a mistake. Because then your whole team, the run is bricked. At a high enough level, if your tank dies, there's really no recovering it. That level of responsibility keeps a lot of people from tanking. And to be honest with you, I think that that's a big barrier that does need to be addressed, because it's no fun when people are so stressed about tanking that they don't even want to try the role. Like, that's why there's a tank shortage, for what it's worth. Like, that's the thing. I also, it can be one of the benefits of playing tank is if you enjoy that level of responsibility. But I think that if you're a high-level tank player, you're already in. You're here. You know what I mean, Karen? Like, literally, come on, man. If you're a 4,000 IO tank player right now, you're hooked. World of Warcraft has you for life. You're not going nowhere. Like, let's be honest and just have a moment of admission, okay? If you are 4,000 IO right now, you're not the target demographic that they need to think about when making changes to this game, because you are what I would consider to be a clinical diagnosis of chronically addicted. But for the people who are getting into WoW, I think it would be great if they took a look at some of the systems so that people could have an easier time enjoying this game. For example, tanking, not having a lot of indicators. Like, there's a big thing for tanking is the fact that you learn, well, I can't get hit from behind. Obviously, Guardian Druid is maybe the one exception to that, but ultimately it's a big deal. There's zero indicator. There's nothing in game that shows you, hey, by the way, there's a mob behind you. Did you know that? Literally zero. There should absolutely be some, how could that be hard? You just add it, but I swear Blizzard doesn't always think from that new player perspective. And you know what I mean? And there you go, Geneva. So if you're a new player getting into WoW, it can be very stressful. Tanks receive a lot of toxicity. Tanks receive a lot of flack. Like, if the run goes wrong, even if it's not on me, my DPS could make 7 mistakes in a key. We could spend 5 battle reses, and then if I make 1 mistake as a tank, it's GG's. There's a lot of response. There's a lot of pressure on tanks. And so I do think that that's something to consider. And I think that they need to take a look at that. At least they need to honor it. If nothing else, they need to acknowledge that it exists. And that's why they added the Lindormi's affix. Great, by the way. Great addition to the game. A good start. Not enough. I want them to continue iterating on systems to specifically address the fact that tanks and healers, you need more of them. The game doesn't work without them. But you need to make it more accessible. And remember, I'm not saying easy. The word here is accessible. Accessible is the word choice that I am using. It needs to be accessible. Accessible to me, if you really stop and think about it, there are so many things in World of Warcraft that are anti-new player friendly. One of the biggest ones, this is so simple. Everything is linked in Discord. You could just do exclamation Discord here for what it is worth, though. Yeah, just do exclamation Discord, and you'll be fine. Still skip the... Yeah, I'm playing no Apex this run. You could still play no Apex, no problem. So, just as an example, how do you identify, as a new player, whether or not you have a poison dispel, magic dispel, curse dispel, disease dispel? And you say, well, one is purple, one is green, one is blue. But there's literally nothing. We fine. Timer is absolutely fine. We are literally chilling. Please do not feel pressured into thinking that we need to do some crazy ass. We're literally fine. He just said pull into boss immediately. We are hard chilling. We have plenty of damage here. Please let's not break this key right now. We have it very easily. Like, we literally, it is our key to lose right now. We just need to line of sight some of these. I'll roar for the team if they want to get behind me. First line of sight spot's always right here. We do not need to pull into boss. It is a bad idea to pull into boss right now. We are hard chilling on timer. We have amazing amounts of time. Okay? One more AoE that we'll see. We already had a death. Right here. Come on. What's that death there? Where is the battle res? I need to go res him. There you go. Line of sight, guys. Line of sight. The DK needs to grip that caster in. Grip. DK, grip the caster. No, what is this? Why is everybody dying? What is this? What is this? Where is he? Where is he? How did this happen? No, not like this. We still have time. We're still fine on time. God damn it. That's why I don't like that end pull. I don't. All good. GG's. Can't catch it, by the way. If you just continue to be negative on my YouTube, I'm going to ban you. Just straight up. Like, honestly, I'm just going to ban you. You don't really provide anything useful to the conversation, to be honest with me. Guardian seems dead to me. I think Guardian is really good right now. Like, it's absolutely fine. Guardian is in a pretty good spot. Even post-nerfs, I think we're very, very solid. We're a definite meta contender. We can swap routes and not take that, honestly. Our timer was Omega. Our timer was really fine. We could have spent 1 minute fighting that and then boss, and we would have had it. We would have won easy. We could have spent a minute fighting that. Like, our timer was not in question. I don't know why we felt like we had to go into boss. I think it's Resil and we can run it back one, but I don't really see why we had to do that. That was like, we were totally fine there. Okay, one more time in the Algathar 20, no problem. But yeah. The tanks cannot survive nearly what they could before the expansion. Tanks feel weaker right now. But also, tanks are in a weird spot, let's say. Remember your new tech. What's the new tech? We just got to run it back one more time. What's the new tech? Oh, the flying bear. Monk mains just came out to their gear Druids from raid. Got invited to 21. Just passed my rating in a couple days. Yeah. To be fair, though, I like how... So, brewmaster, to be fair, brewmaster felt good. Like, brewmaster actually, I think, was what tanks should feel like. I also don't think that I need Ursul's warding in this key. I think that the battle axe pulls were kind of okay, even without this. How much did I really have? Like, what is it, like 8% less damage, Karen? For Ursul's warding here? I don't know if I really like this talent. It's only for the battle axes, and I guess the arcane smashes at the end. But I don't know how I really feel about it. About 8%. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. First pull felt a little bit. Is what tanks should feel like. No, that would be too powerful, Patrick. There needs to be a balance. You want tanks to feel good, but you don't want them to be so OP that, like, nothing else will. You know what I mean? What I don't like, for me, the worst feeling in WoW is when you want to play your favorite thing, and it's so bad that you cannot. And in fact, your friends will say, hey, you want to join us? And you say... I don't want to troll you guys. That is a terrible feeling. And that happens because sometimes the tuning of this game is that bad. You know that feeling? Yeah, it's okay, Dakota. Don't worry about it. Don't address them. Don't give... If people are trolling online, people are so okay with saying absolutely terrible things online. It's like the 7th time he's done this, so don't give him any sort of attention. You just... When you acknowledge it, people go, oh my god, look, Mom, I'm famous. And then they keep going with it, so just don't. I don't even need to give an explanation, to be honest. I could just ban them. All good. I'm going to ban you, though, for what it's worth. Come on, man. Be better. Be better. Done. And people are just impatient of the learning curve compared to DPS. I think that, well, how do tanks learn ready? A better question might be this. How do tanks learn? So, yeah, you need to walk in and brick stuff. But oftentimes the tank isn't allowed to go through the learning experience in order to obtain the result that they're after. That's what truly feels bad about it, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, Soap, first of all, it was less than that. Hi, Soap. How's it going? Also, one random question. Did anybody get a good vault? Out of curiosity. Did anybody actually get a good vault this season? Like this? Because I feel like everybody just takes bonus tokens now, right? Yo, how are you playing Iron Fur? I have Iron Fur macroed. 3rd socket finally? I haven't taken sockets. I'm taking bonus rolls still. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it if I got to swap from Holy Raid Spec to Mythic Plus? Dude, actually, Yoki, there was a Holy Priest and a 20 Algathar earlier. Hi, bees. How's it going? Right, tank is a lot steeper than those tools mentioned. Correct. There's so much that tanks need to learn, and I actually think that I have a super secret but simple, easy solution to fix most of the learning curve issues for tanks in Mythic Plus. You want to hear what it is? Make a damn tutorial in game. It is actually that simple. There is nothing to assist new tank players right now, and I think that that's a problem. I think that there should absolutely be kind of like a proving grounds, but not make it not mandatory for what it's worth, but like a properly designed, fun, interactive, engaging tutorial that actually has NPCs where you must learn how to play. I think that that would actually be important. Right now, there is nothing. 0%. There is no resource whatsoever to help new tank players learn what snap threat is, what aggro is. They have no resources to learn how to pull packs properly. There's literally nothing for new tank players. And I don't think that that is good. I think that's unhealthy, and I disagree fundamentally with the fact that they should not have resources in the game for that. Okay, I reset my bleeds here. I think I can actually stay in this pull for a little bit, do max damage. I missed my Sundering Roar because I was distracted. I'm just going to send the second SI. We reapply this bleed here. I do need my Shaman to watch me for a second at the end of this pull. I'll just spam my little pug macro, and we're fine. There you go. By the way, this is kind of Omega tech. Like, as funny as this sounds, this is actually good tech. You can have macros that spam in party chat, heal me for 5 seconds if you ever have a defensive gap and you're not playing with people who know you. Because there are moments where this season in particular, you're like, whoops, I've overlapped something or whatever. You can actually just, this macro is pretty nice. It just says heal me for 5 seconds, and it lets my team know, hey, rep pally, like external me if you have it, if you have Blessing of Sacrifice, whatever. This is actually not a bad idea. You can just have this heal me for 5 seconds. Kind of cool and very helpful, very low effort to do something like this. I also have a CC, please, I'm kiting, and I also have an external me now macro, although I don't use it that much this season because we tend to play with healers who can't external me anyways. Yeah, but it's important, you know? I have Cocoon. Well, I mean, what is Cocoon gonna do for me? Like, the thing is that when I play with a Mistweaver, they don't have a tank external, so that doesn't matter. that doesn't matter. I lost a lot of damage that first pull, actually, because I could tell by the way that my Resto Shaman was trusting me a lot. And I don't mind that. I don't mind the fact that he was trusting me a lot, but I absolutely felt the difference of not having either a Loon's Favored or the fact that I'm pretty sure he was casting Chain Lightning. Not 100% sure, but it felt like he was casting Chain Lightning, so we'd have to examine the logs. I'll look after. I'm self-sufficient, but that first pull can be a little scary. I did swap a talent around to make the battle axes easier, but it technically does make that first pull a little bit harder. Yeah, I think it's important, actually. I think it's a good pug macro. No joke. I actually do think it is valuable to have that. If you could just have a little macro that basically says external me now or heal me or whatever it is, though. You know? We could take a look, though. I think that first pull, let's see. He cast some healing waves. I was wrong. Maybe I just felt squishy. Maybe that nerf is actually what I'm feeling. Because technically that first pull, I know how I normally feel on it, and I did feel a little bit squishier. So maybe that is just me responding to the nerf and actually having to adjust slightly. Could be. Could be. Standard build, pretty much standard build. There might be one talent swap. If I decide to swap that talent, just somebody exclamation Discord real fast for me, and that's where I'll put it there. Is Druid still better than Monk? I feel like they're going to be good at different things. It won't be as crazy OP anymore. It's not going to be like, oh my god, this tank is literally the best tank that has ever existed. It'll just be good. It'll be decent. Decent is good. That's where you want to end up, by the way. Decent is a perfect spot to be. You don't want to be overpowered because, like I said, although I like Guardian Druid, I don't want other people to feel the way that I felt about Brewmaster for this season. Does that make sense? Like, I think a lot of people misunderstand. Like, I think about the community, not just my own enjoyments of this game. And for me personally, I felt terrible not being a Brewmaster for most of this season. I don't want other people to feel like that. So whether or not Guardian is, you know, the most OP, I don't want it to be the most OP thing. I just want it to be good. Like, I want to feel good playing it. When my friends invite me to a key, I want to be like, yeah, I'm playing my Guardian, and they go, sweet. That's how I want to feel. If Paladin gets buffed, I want to feel that way with Paladin. I want to basically just say, hey, you know, if I'm playing my prop Pally or whatever. On your Monk the other day, didn't know you were a streamer. Hey, Slimwise. Was it a good key? Wait, with my Monk, what key? My brewmaster is notoriously not exactly the best thing I've ever played in my life. Wait, was I a brewmaster or a mistweaver? Now I'm curious. What key was it, Slim? wait, hold on. What key are you referencing? Whenever somebody comes in and they go, hey, I did a key with you the other day, I'm like, oh no, we didn't time it, but it wasn't your fault. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Okay, I vaguely remember this now. Yes, I am remembering this. I was tanking, okay. Yo, so by the way, I didn't realize that Brewmaster was bugged. Did you know this, Karen? Karen, you might be able to explain this better than I because you are a much higher rated Brewmaster than me. But Zen State got bugged when they tried to adjust the value of it, right? Am I understanding this correctly? Where when they try to adjust it by 5%, do you not play Brew at all? I thought you also played Brew if I misunderstood. My apologies. I thought you played Brew and Guardian. Don't slander you like that. Pfft, my apologies. If there are any people who do play Brewmaster and could illuminate the bug with Zen State, I felt it. So Zen State basically increases your stagger by a percentage of your missing health. And it was 20%. They reduced it to 15%. But apparently they bugged it, and so it was actually 0%. Like, that's what I heard. I'm not sure if this information is accurate. I would need to confirm with a brewmaster other than I. But as far as I know, like, that's a pretty substantial difference. Like, I felt pretty much squishier than I normally did. Sometimes with brew, you feel squishy because your healer is struggling a little bit. I think we had a Resto Shaman who was struggling, if I remember. I don't remember properly, but yeah, like, I definitely noticed it, to say the least, on the Brewmaster when I was playing. Okay, I'm going to watch aggro for a second. I'm going to try to tag with the first Thrash. I'm going to taunt the big bird because that's who the Rep Pally will be facing. I will in-cap roar. My team is trusting me for threat because they are hitting this immediately. Slim, if you are in a 19 Pit of Sauron with me, that means that you are gaming this season. I have a question for you. Oof. This healer is making me work. I don't mind doing the work. I'm cool with that. Let me just end card now, actually. All right. Are you having fun with Season 1? I actually am curious to know what people think about Midnight Season 1 right now. They are doing a lot of things quite differently with this season, and I also think it depends, because if you're a tank player, you might have a different philosophy here comparatively to a DPS player. But as of right now, Midnight Season 1, W or not? What do you guys think? Genuine question. You're enjoying it more than you thought you would, okay? Your class was pruned. W for you. You're not enjoying it. Genevas, if you're not enjoying it, what don't you like about it? Like, what could improve Season 1 for you if you are somebody who is thinking to yourself right now, not having a great time? Like, what would give it that really just like, this is the best season ever? Please do something for Alt Crest. I agree with you on that, Ron Lu. 100%. I think that Midnight Season 1 at the moment had a lot of fun. The dungeons were just good. I agree with that. Dungeon design, really good. If you had friends, fair enough. That's true. Many of us, Sohn, I just want you to know you're not alone. Many of us cry in the shower. Sometimes I realize that, like, the water pressure in the shower is so good, but I forgot to turn on the water, and it's just my tears streaming because I'm so lonely. Like, that happens, for what it's worth. Overall, the tunes feel so up and down. I think the balance of Season 1 has been the biggest problem I have with it. Dungeon design is excellent. Dungeon design feels Omega right now. Good point, Amelia. It's a good point. It's probably why I'm not Resil 21 yet, most likely. But overall, I would say Season 1 to me at the moment is a pretty big W. I want to know what gear I was working toward doesn't change this week. That's the worst part of this season. Could you illuminate for me? One thing was everybody was super negative. I don't know if you remember this. I played beta, and I was like, yo, Midnight's going to be awesome. I remember telling people, I was like, Midnight's going to be super fun. And people were just so upset. Very reasonably so, for what it's worth, okay? Makes sense. Totally understand. But people were pissed. They were like, but the game is over. They're pandering to filthy casuals. But I was like, I don't know. I think it's going to be good. So far, the direction of WoW is good. I will say, in my opinion, but I will say this. They really got to stop the changes. Like, please hire somebody to actually do the balance in this game. That probably is my... If I could give 1 point of feedback, please stop allowing AI to actually do all of the coding. Like, you can have it do some, because I get you're a company, but please, for the love of God, do not keep vibe coding 0.5 patches. And the 0.5 patch was probably the biggest stain on this. Maybe 0.5 and maybe the 0.5 patch and just tank balance in general. Incoming abilities. This right here in the center, it's X-Wind. Whoa, oh my god. No, oh my god, I took a little extra. I'm getting tired. I can tell I'm getting tired. I'm not playing this as fantastically as I could. Do I have to send an SI here, or can I just go like this with the Lunar Beam? Probably fine. Where do you get the Avoid Shard quest? Same place you did the bonus rolls. Decimus in the Void Storm area. Might need to lock in a little bit. I can tell my energy is fading. After this, you gotta make me stand up and move around, okay? My blood pressure is dangerously low right now. I can tell. I'm also cold, which is weird because I live in Thailand and it is like, I think what was it this morning? Like almost 50 degrees Celsius or something like that. Something crazy. It's very hot right now. The winter months are over. Now it's just thunderstorms and mosquitoes. Thailand, great place. Weather, not why you move here, man. Weather is definitely not the reason to be here. Need a milkshake? No, I need like actual food random. Okay, so my Incarn is better lined up here. I don't quite have it for the burn, unfortunately. I do notice it. Like, I think that like bosses like this, when I have the exact numbers in my head of how much damage I should be doing, I do notice the thrash nerfs here. Is it worth it to farm it? I bet you just wait till tomorrow. Like, you can work toward it, because remember, you can earn them infinitely as far as I understand it. Like, there's no reason to, like, greed them or anything like that. Just, like, keep going with it. So you can start farming them for sure. Did somebody do that, by the way? Noob, did somebody in my Discord abuse the privilege of being in Discord? I had to ban somebody from YouTube, so did that happen? Yeah, you get, well, it's only on weapon, trinket, and those are the slots. You can only use them on weapon and trinket, but yeah, it's an infinitely farmable currency. No, I well, double check with me, but for what it is worth, Zorthus made a video and a bunch of other people, okay? Saying it's infinitely farmable. It has no cap. And it's not time gated. Dude, we're getting a third set here. And the healer has to work overtime. This is a third set. Our single target burn damage here is feeling pretty low. Normally that boss dies, like right now. That's a problem. We're going to have one death. Our timer is still decent, but we got to... Is it my damage that's low there a little bit? Not sure. It's infinite. You got all 20 already? Holy. So you could just use them then. Yeah, in which case you can totally just send them. Is not there, what can I do? You have to make sure you have done the weekly quest. You have to, like, have turned in all the items and stuff. Who is the key holder here? I actually have no idea. Either the Warlock or the Shaman. Warlock or Shaman here. Oh my god, why'd you bring it in? Why would you bring it in to everyone? Man. Wait, what was that lack of awareness? We were all playing so well until this point. Okay, I'm out. Oof. Okay, AMS. There's been a murder. All right. Why did we mark a different thing with Skull, by the way? This target is the one that needs to die. I think the Paladin is the one who walked in. I'm not sure. We had this last key. We just had like a really silly mistake at the end. I still don't like that route, by the way. Oh, shit, this Pow is here. Okay, so I really don't want to pop my Incarn early. I have Battle Axes in this pull. Guys, stop pulling for me. What is this tab targeting? Is this a Warlock demo situation? Okay, so now we just have to fight this. Please be melee. Please be melee. Okay, we have to move. This gets so out of hand if you play double Ravager. You could play double Ravager, but you need coordination. Let me take some. Be in melee. After this, we sync them. That means I have to incarn this, which means the bridge pull after is going to be really difficult for me. I really feel like Algathar is not actually that hard of a key. I might need to send the Barkskin. If I send the Barkskin here, though, I'm really dry on next pull. Okay, my healer can't worry about me at all. Those deaths now have cost quite a bit. I mean, to an extent. I have aggro. I'm too out of range of this. Hey, noob, did somebody actually do that in Discord? I need to know. There was a person, I might have to ban somebody from Discord. Just let me know. Okay. Please don't die. I go back in with Bark and I'll be fine for like a second. Okay. I'm going to get my kick. I am playing the warding talent, so this, to be fair, will actually be value here. This is why I'm playing it. I really don't want to send my next SI, though. So I'm just going to Vortex away. I'll take this here. Discord. Okay, thank you. I can Sundering Roar. I don't think I'll die here. I just need to do this. We cannot chain this into the next pull, so what I'm going to do here is basically run a little bit. I don't even want a Barkskin early if possible. There's one Battle Axe. He can follow me in. That's actually fine. We kind of need to pace this dungeon slightly faster because those mistakes were fairly costly earlier. He needs... Oh, he said mana. We have to chain this. Mana after. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. I think he actually managed to catch a drink there too. So I'm on my own for a second. I'll be fine. I'm not worried. No healer with me here. I'm good. Don't kick the lectures. Stun the lectures. Keep frenzied rolling. This is the pull. If I was going to die, it would be here. Okay. They got stunned. So after this, I'm here. 1 second. Locked in. Locked in. This is like probably one of the hardest pulls for Bear. This and the Skyreach bleeds. Both are super toxic. Okay. Okay. Blessing of Sacrifice on me. I don't mind that. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. We're just going to kick that Surge. And then I'm going to kite. After this, I kite. So we're going to Vortex them together so we don't lose damage when I kite. Like this. Perfect. I can still Lunar Beam at this target too. My healer did manage to pick up some mana. I think our timer is looking like I'm going to have to pull this Ravager now. So that's one of the things that has to happen. I can try to bait that first charge on me. I think we're just going to have to do one giant chain pull, and I'm going to live it by sending SI right now. And then I'm basically going to aggro all this. And then I'm going to Bark. There are a shit ton of Battle Axes here. I'll be fine. We in-cap that. And then I'm basically going to group them all. I'm going to get my kick. I'm here. I send SI if I need to. Otherwise, I start running now, basically. I think we send SI here. I stay in to do max damage, and we try to save this timer. Lunar Beam is down. Thrash is down. Here we go. Sundering Roar. Perfect. I got that baited on me. Beautiful. Man. I knew that being single for so long as a teenager would help me with my gaming career because now I am a masturbator. And that's great because it is actually so helpful to be such an expert in this subject. My healer is going to need mana, right? Can I chain? Does he need mana? Mana question mark? Weren't you always? He needs mana. Okay, I cannot chain then. That's unfortunate. I think it's actually a pretty big time loss, to be honest with you, to not be able to chain this. Because actually what I would normally do is go group that right now and then pull this on a boss. Our timer is suspicious. Is it? Why does our timer feel so tight? Because I did this earlier with the Shadow Priest, and our timer felt better than this. Like, I'm actually not sure exactly what it is. Am I routing it not aggressive? We only have 2 deaths. And, like, earlier I did this with a Shadow Priest, and I swear our timer felt better than this. I'm actually not sure exactly why. I would say our timer feels better than when we tried it with 5 Guardian Druids yesterday. So at least that part is better. Okay, I'm going to move here. 1, 2, boom. I can grab all those orbs. I actually don't know why DKs always decide to AMS that. Okay, I'm going to War Stomp these Foragers. Watch the tank hit. Boom. Do we have time right now? I think so, but then we're going to have to be Omega Giga. It's the bear damage nerf. But I did it earlier today after the damage nerf. Like, right before I started stream, I was also in a 20 Algathar, and we were, again, with the Shadow Priest, too. Like, with a non-meta comp, for what it is worth. A bit of both, Lentusky, probably. I give or take the middle. But since melee DPS need uptime here, basically, I'm going to keep the boss kind of planted, so they just know where I am at all times. Okay, perfect. 1 second. I move the boss around a little bit as the thing goes on, if that makes sense. Healer's doing a good job. Okay, so I'm going to be here right now. Once I'm planted, though, it is important that you stay planted. So I'm not going to be, like, wildly moving at this point. I don't mind going to get this orb a little bit and repositioning, but just make sure you don't ever spin the tank frontal. In general, people will move out of frontals, so your job as a tank is not to worry about moving out the frontal. So, like, right now, it doesn't matter which way it's facing. I do not move. Make sense? That's in general for pug things. Internusser. I don't know. I mean, my damage is decent. Like, before the nerfs, I would be at, like, 138k overall instead of 115. So, I mean, you feel it, right? But to be fair, that's, like, a lot of padding on the first pull. Instead of mechanics with text on your screen, to be honest with you, this tank hit here, this one is just X-Wind. Just called X-Wind Tools and X-Wind Boss, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to have, what, 7 minutes? No, less than that. 6? We're going to have 7 minutes to do 2 pulls, then last boss. I have to hold Incarn. Sketch a little bit. Google, thank you for the subscription at tier 1. Dreadside, does that make sense, though? It's called X-Win. You can just get it. It's an easy add-on. I'm going to have to pull the last thing on the last boss, probably. But if we get a fast Warlock Gateway, we'll be okay. Are the buffs... What do you mean the buffs, Furby? Which buffs are you referring to? Just so I can make sure I understand what you're saying. The nerfs. Yeah, they're noticeable. But they're not like... Bear is not dead. The Doomers are... You know, the Doomers are whatever. Bear is fine. It's just... less good. It's not as OP. So before you were like Omega powerful. Now you're just powerful. Now you're good, but you're not like automatically locked in to be the best tank of all time. So it's more balanced. I actually think that the nerfs were done fairly well, to be honest with you. Like, honestly, we could have received far greater nerfs, and that would have been worse. So there was a world where they decide to nuke us out of existence, and that did not happen here. So that's good. That's good news, basically. We are alive and still very playable. And we can still play the same build. I believe if you want to play Apex, it'll be totally viable. But I am playing no Apex, and I timed a 21 Mysara Caverns earlier today, post-nerf with no Apex, and we were fine. I think that no Apex is still going to be feeling better, in my opinion. Okay, so our timer is good right now. It's not amazing, but it's good. I'm going to stay in this poll. I'm going to do as much damage as I can. We have 6 minutes on the clock right now. We have Lust. We go... Okay. We need how long for last boss, realistically? 4 minutes? Okay. 2 AoEs. After second set, I go boss. Right? Line of sight around wall. Right? Then around next corner. That's the deal. That's how we're going to have to do this, okay? Now, technically, I can actually go ahead and just stealth here. That is something that I am allowed to do. So I can be setting up this pull way before they even get in here, which is kind of a nice little thing if I decide to do it. Actually, that Warlock is on point. Okay, just watch the pat. Watch the pat. Kick this guy in. We need my DK to be gripping stuff. 1 second. I taunt this. Make sure no aggro problem. So this is the first line of sight. You basically use this back wall right there. Use this. Use this. We drag this in. We get kicks. And then you can line of sight around that corner right there. It's not too hard. Not too hard. That's the first one. Okay. Then we're going to drag this back a little bit. I don't want to take any of my healer smart healing. I'm going to go in for this kick because I'm worried my team won't get it. We bait the tornadoes right here, and then this is the next line of spite. Right there. If people don't go early, then that will be very excessive. See how I'm tucked into this corner right now? There we go. In cap roar that. Boom, right here. Perfect. And then I think I have to pull boss. Would you agree with this statement, or do you think we should wait one more? I don't think I pull boss now. I think our timer's okay. That was our lust, but how long you really need for last boss? 4:30? He wants to pull boss now. Okay. They're signaling me to pull the boss. So now everybody, we're kind of out of defensives, though, so we really need to have this dead. Our burst damage hasn't been the most fantastic with this comp. One smash. Come on, just live, just live, just live. Just live this right here. Live it right here. There you go. That's it. That's it. Okay, good. No! Somebody got hit by a ball. Don't die. Stop dying. No deaths. We actually, that was a beautiful spirit link. My shaman had saved spirit link to really make sure that we were going to live that. Okay, it's okay. We're still probably fine. I rebuff. That's actually a fair pull time here. We don't have lust for this now, so it's going to be kind of down to the wire. No more deaths. No more deaths. No more deaths. 10 hits coming. I got this. I'm tucked away in the corner for this. There you go. We position all the ones kind of over here. I get 2 more Feral Frenzies, so there's no point in me greeting this right now. I'll do it right now. Here we go. I get 2 more of these before the end of the dungeon. Don't get hit. You're also in Thailand. Poker, I have a fantastic question. If you are from Thailand and you play World of Warcraft, I have a lot of questions. But let me lock in because I will try to do as much damage as I can. This boss seems very healthy. I would very much just like to time this dungeon. And as of right now, with that death just now and a few others, I am unsure if we will be timing this. I would like to time it, but I'm not sure. I'm going to go over to the corner. I'm not going to get hit by extra balls, but I'm stacking them. That's beautiful tank placement right there. Like that's all the tank placement is perfect because now look how open this room is. We just have to be right here. That's it. Here it is. I can hear my cat meowing outside. He wants attention. He wants love, and he is very cute. But I shall not be distracted by his cuteness because I would rather time this 20 Algathar. My Warlock, he might have lost his cooldowns. I'm not sure. This boss is dropping now with the next set of cooldowns, but no one surely will get hit by any extra mechanics. And then we're going to incarn right now. That's perfect. And then we're going to drop this. I'll roar for my team, and we just need to live. I think if no more deaths, you have this, right? What would you say? Look at the timer. Cooldowns. We get like 2 more sets of cooldowns, maybe 3 more, depending. I think we're okay, but remember, no lust. I'm going to position this right there, this side of the room. Do I breathe? Not much, to be honest with you. It's a problem. I have SI for the next hit. That kind of is right underneath, so we're going to just move out right away. There we go. Most of my DPS will be able to maintain. We don't have like a warrior or anything like that, so most people can hit while they're moving. I know I'm going to drop a puddle here in a few seconds, so I'm going to kind of get it toward this side of the room. I just keep everything nicely stacked. See that? Beautiful placement. Beautiful, beautiful placement. It was far worse. Remember when the season first started? Holy shit. Dude, I had this key earlier. Even with an off-meta comp, I had this key like very well. I don't know why somebody dropped their puddle to the right. Now it's problematic. Now we're in danger, to be honest with you. So we got to move back toward... No, it's okay. The room is open here. It's tight. That death... I don't know why this feels so tight, though. Because actually, like, I think our damage just feels low. My route is pretty aggressive, man. My route is... Well, that just means the cooldowns are coming back. So if you see it fading... I have Feral Frenzy. We got to stay strong. We have to attempt. We have to try. We have to try. I wouldn't give up till the very end. I'm going to drop a puddle right here. And then I immediately move out. And then we have all this space open. No one get hit. I think the Warlock lost a ton of damage. I think 30 seconds to do this much damage. Hold up. Don't breathe. Just DPS. Everyone stop breathing. Everyone blast. 20 seconds, 10 mil. Do we have cool... No wings. I don't know, actually. There's no wings. I roar. Take an extra ball on purpose. 10 seconds. I don't think so. That death cost it. That is tragic. That is tragic. Wait. 5, 4, 3, 2... No. Damn. Nope. Don't kill. He said don't kill. Ouch. That's tough. That's tough. Condolences. This is the second time this has happened today. The first one I had today was actually 2 seconds of overtime. My DPS meters get bugged sometimes. Let me try if I can see. What were the Death's key? Yeah, he got hit by the thing, right? That was the thing that cost it at the end. This one was just Croft, took forever. This was just a rough overlap on those Croft. Ouch. It was, yeah. Just that last death. The last death on the Warlock there, unfortunately, cost it. You can see the last boss damage here, because he died in his cooldowns. I'm pretty sure he died on Tyrant. You can see the last thing here. It's okay. We'll get it again later. GG's. Oh, so bad. I know. Deco, I got a 21 today at the very least. Can I show talents? Of course. Yeah, here. All my talent builds are in Discord, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to pin that earlier. Discord's here. Bam, if you'd like. All talents in Discord. The 21 felt pretty chill. My verdict on Bear? Bear's still absolutely fine. Bear is still actually pretty decent right now. All talent builds in here, though. Is in English now. Did it get updated? I have no idea. To be honest with you, I very rarely play with any UI elements at all. Also, sorry, if you are on YouTube, sometimes when I'm locked into higher keys, I have a hard time responding to that, though. Without a Loon's talent? Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I am not a huge fan. I think I like playing a Loons over this, though. How exactly I'm doing? I try and explain it. We did the lock gateway. Like, the route is as aggressive as it can be. It just straight up feels like damage was low. We got, like, 4 overlaps? Yeah, most routes are updated, but if I've forgotten to do it, just let me know. We got, like, 4 fire phases in that Algathar. We got like, a whole bunch of them. I don't know. It didn't feel quite right. The Joshi and Wolvie are in here. You can play with friends. All right, we're still hunting then for the elusive last few 20s that I need. Is going to fix their meters? I think they're leaving it, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure they're leaving it. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're just going to leave it. All right, I should probably stand up and move around a little bit because I'm feeling lightheaded, to say the least, though. This plays a defensive cooldown. It's called Mini CC. Super easy. You don't have to adjust it at all, actually. It's called Mini CC. Yo, by the way, if you guys are new to my stream and you have never seen me before, hello. I appreciate everyone coming in. I think I haven't been streaming for that long, but it's cool that people enjoy hanging out with me. Which 20s you still need? Is it reliable yet? It doesn't account for CDR. Megacon, you're new here? I appreciate it, seriously. I don't know how people are finding me these days. I think the MDI videos were, like, super fun. And the craziest thing is, I did, like, the MDI videos. Dude, Zero Cool came to say hi earlier. He was in one of the videos. I saw him on my TV. I'm basically just, like, I'm basically, like, a World of Warcraft fangirl, Found you from YouTube? That's cool. Defcon, what's up? Found you through Jadery? Jadery's cool. Found you through Definitely Not Vlad? Also cool. Yep, both of these people are nice. Sir, lags a lot. I bet we add to the jumping jack / squat counter. Definitely got to stay moving throughout the day. We are pretty close. I found you through Twitch search bar. Hi, it's not Naki. It's the other one. You're not actually named after the pasta. I remember you from yesterday. Squitch mentioned you, so search. Dude, that was your 5 bears doing a 20. I found you on MySpace? Oh, no. As long as you didn't find my Tumblr, it's all good. All right, 3150 on the jumping jack counter. Here we go. Twitch discovery. Ooh, Tycho. You wouldn't recognize me there. I use a fake profile photo. Can you make a decision for me? Play Bear and Brew. Which should I main right now? Why not both? It's being done. I did 30 today. It's a work in progress. It's going to be an ongoing thing. Thank you, Naki. I was just going to do it. I'm kind of tired. Like, I don't know if I've been taking the best care of my health recently. I'm doing my best. It's a struggle. I tried to get off sleeping meds and, I can't read Thai, and my spoken Thai is best. How is my Thai? Not the best. Poker. Ben kon Thai mai? Are you Thai? Or are you Ben Farang mai? Who did plus 20? Dan. You know why that comment got modded, Dan? It's because it's not 2000s anymore. You can't say that word. That's not you can't say that. This is World of Warcraft, not Halo 2. You're from Australia? Gotcha. How long have you lived in Bangkok? How long have you lived in Thailand? 16 years. That's cool. I've been here 8 years now. I'm still not gonna lie. Everyone says that. You're in Koh Samui. I'm in Bangkok. I went to Koh Samui once. I did a photo shoot. It was an underwear modeling photo shoot. I was in a waterfall and I was in underwear and I was in this waterfall, and all you need to know is that it was very cold. I think it's so important. It was dead of winter. It was extremely cold, and I just need everybody to understand that particular photo shoot, it was in fact not dark colored underwear, but it was very cold, right? Like, you know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, like it was extremely cold. Just to clarify. Koh Samui, though, if you were there is a chocolate place that has the best homemade chocolate I've ever had. It is really good chocolate. You heard Thailand is warm. On that day, this is the thing. It was just that particular day it was cold. I don't know what happened, man, to you. I'm like, no, seriously. Like, it was, normally Thailand is very hot. Today, man, Thailand is super hot, except that day. In the 8 years that I've been in Thailand, that plus any other day that I've done underwear modeling, all those days, it's like super cold. I don't know why this is happening. It is what it is, right? It's a mystery. I swear, it's like, I wonder if the weather, it's exactly, I just tell you exactly how it is. Right? Yeah. This is just how it is. It happens to the best of us. It's true. Well, I don't know, Jonesy. To be fair, some people are growers instead of showers. And I do think that this is kind of an underrated and unexplored topic because, growers feel really bad when they're not showers. But the thing about showers is that it's kind of like building up, but it's a big letdown because you get in when you're not playing WoW or whatever. This maybe isn't something you can relate to. But for the most part, if you are, well, that's just unfortunate if you're neither. But if you're a shower, people are like, "Wow, that thing is going to be epic." But then it like 20%, it has like a 20%, increase, and then it's just like, it's kind of like not that exciting, right? It's just like decent. You're like, well, I mean, okay. But then growers, it's like a 300% increase, and they go, "Wow, this is incredible." I am shocked, and there's sort of like a dramatic aspect to it, you know what I mean? So I feel like there are advantages to both sides of this coin, but certainly not explored enough. I definitely think, you're like a 375%, and that's the thing. You go from 375% of one is like 3.75. That's really good. This is the thing. Yeah, I'm sure El Big Bad Coyote, he understands. It's like you're getting PI midway. There you go. Do you use exit lag? I do, actually. I have to use exit lag. Wait, do you play EU or NA poker? Because I play on NA from Thailand, and my ping is like 250 all the time. 220, 250 all the time. So, yep. Yeah, I mean, so, I just want to point out that there are advantages to both. You're Oceanic. How do you get 130 ping? Oh, I guess to OCE it can be a little better. I tend to have about 200 ping, give or take. You just get used to it. All right. Alternatively, we see if friends are online, and we consider trying to play with friends. Random is here. We could farm out some Crest. Deco's on. You want to do a key deco? No, wait. Is Arson already offline then? Oh, Skyreach 20. That's one of the only things I need. Do you raid at all? I'm not a big raider. I actually, to be honest with you, I'm not a huge raider. I don't like it. I don't get the same feeling that other people get when they raid. For me, raiding is a chore instead of a joy. A lot of people are like, if they're just like, this is really the best part of WoW. It isn't for me. Personally speaking, I think raiding is just feels like a means to an end, and the amounts of effort that it takes, especially to raid at a high level, is tough. You know, it doesn't fill me with a sense of joy. Yeah, and that's interesting because I actually wonder if raiding didn't have gear attached to it. Basically, imagine everything in raid dropped the same thing as Mythic Plus. No bis trinkets, no special thing, just regular hero track items. Would people still raid? It's a good question, and I honestly don't know the answer to that question. 1 second, we have a visitor. Hi, buddy. Are you feeling a little lonely? Yeah, you want some cuddles? You want some cuddles? Yeah? Yeah. You want some cuddles, buddy? You want some cuddles? Oh, your buddy. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. What else happened? What else happened in your day, buddy? You want to tell me anything else? Yeah. You going to bed now? Is it nap time? Okay. Oh, yeah, what's up? What's up? You want to tell me? You know, if I squeeze him, he sounds like a duck. Look at this. Ready? You guys want some treats? Okay, come here. Hi, buddy. It's good to see you too. I know. Yeah, he's the most vocal cat I've ever met in my life, pretty much. I've seriously never met another cat that's more vocal than him. All right, where are your treats, buddy? Where's your treats? Where did your treats go? I'm gonna go find him some treats. 1 second. I'm gonna go find them some treats. Okay, come here. Come on. Whoops, hi, buddy. Where are your treats, buddy? Hi, buddy. I'm sorry. Okay, the cats have been fed. I'm back. Cats have been fed. There we go. Are you guys cat people or dog people? Cat or dog person, what do you think? Hunter Lust had a total around. Sorry, guys, cat jumps on the keyboard. They can be an affix. Absolutely. That's why they're not in here. That is specifically why the cats are not in here while I am playing the game. That's very specifically the reason why. A dog person, cat. Okay. I'm both. I'm learning how to be more of a cat person, to what it's worth. If you want to see cute cat stuff, I just post him on my Instagram once a day. You guys want to know something really crazy? This is wild. So, because I stream, somebody told me basically, what was it, last year? They were like, you gotta do social media. And I was like, do I have to? And they were like, yeah, you gotta do social media. And I was like, I'm not really a social media person. They were like, just start something. I said, okay, I'll do it. So I started an Instagram and a little TikTok and a Facebook. I did all this stuff. Bruh, there's like, what is it now? Like 70,000 followers across those things. And that's the only reason it's cool is because give us the TikTok. Yeah, all the socials are here. So Facebook is the only one that can be monetized. Because I live in Thailand, unfortunately, TikTok cannot be monetized. But bro, I just post like a quick reel of him, and sometimes they go fucking viral. And it's just like, what? Some of them have millions of views. One of them has almost 10 million views across like on one platform. So that's kind of cool. Anyways, Facebook's actually going to pay me money this month, which is even cooler. That was not expecting that. All right, let me see here. How do I... So I've got this void core... Wait. Did I do something wrong? Okay, can I use this now? Am I not supposed to use this now? Is there anything that I'm supposed to understand about this? Can I use this on my weapon? Because that actually might have made the difference. If I had more item level, we would have timed that 20 earlier. Missing Regent, Ascendant, Void... What? Ascendant, Void what? You need 5... I need 5 of these! 5? 5? What? What is this debating? Wait. 5? That's unreasonable. 5 per item? This is unreasonable. The 5 of them? Damn. Oh, so you get like 1 per Mythic Plus Keystone. Okay, that's not as bad then. That seems reasonable. Okay. I will hold my surprise. Fair enough. I don't want to have to farm out stuff. What's up, Tiny Tien? Wait, I recognize your name. Why is that a first-time chat? Both. I think, if you ever tune into my stream, and I have a dog on this stream, just know that I will have one at life. I think that's what I would like to tell you. Dogs, I want a dog so bad. Not quite ready to take care of them. I'm learning how to be a cat dad. Never lived with cats before in my life. It is a new experience. They are weird creatures. I like them. They're super cute, but also when they're hungry, and the thing is they get hungry all the time, every few hours. It doesn't matter how much you feed them. He just stands out there and screams until eventually I give in. Because the thing is, he has his name, the one that you just saw, that cat, his name is Cookie. I didn't name him. The person who did name him is specifically named him because that's how many brain cells he has. There's not a lot of thoughts that go on behind the eyes of this cat, but he is persistent. If there's one thing that I will say I respect about this, he is consistent as fuck. He just does not give in. He's very consistent and persistent. He will just scream until eventually you give him food. Hours. That's, yeah. No, we don't play Double Bird. The route for Skyreach is this. You can't pull this anymore, so you have to actually just go one at a time here, basically. You go like this is the route. Yeah, it is very impressive. To be honest with you, I am actually impressed with his level of precision. I could probably learn from him, to be honest with you. This is very anything. Pull one bird later. I don't think you do double screeching. I think you just pull the wind guys into first pull, and then you do this with the chakram, Karen. I think. The rotation hasn't changed. I still don't think it's worth mangling. I do think, however, with the nerf here, you might want to play Ursul's Warding instead of Elun's Favorite, especially in a key like this, where there's not as many big pulls, but the magic damage reduction will make me feel slightly better against the bleeds. Not by much, but better. It's not going to be crazy. It'll just be kind of good. You know what I mean? So I think that might be the only change is Elun's Favorite dropping that. Was that bottle giant or... No, it's just a big water bottle. I don't know. I feel like the timer is not that crazy hard here, especially because this comp, you put... You rotate Wernstone to at least the DK or the healer, and then you only kill if it's not on them. So at end, Wernstone to DK, and only kill if it's on healer, pretty much. That's kind of how you do it. You could maybe fight that at the end. All of these keys we had last week, man, this was sad. Why did we lose it last week? There were so many 20s we lost last week for some reason. All good. Let's see if we get this one. Game, if not. But Guardian will be just fine. Do not fear. Do not fear. All right, what music should we listen to? Let's play this playlist again. I don't mind this playlist. When we go up after third boss. Hi, Vlad. How's it going? Ooh, wait a second, Vlad. Have you always had that check mark next to your name? Has that always had that check mark? Interesting. Nice job. Do bears need 4-set anymore? Technically, no. There's actually not a lot of reason to play 4-set if you don't want to. But also, you don't exactly... Secondary stats for Guardian Druid are heavily misunderstood. Guardian Druid is one of the few tanks that actually doesn't really care. So for what it is worth, okay? You don't need to be stressing that much about secondary stats on Guardian. There are some tanks where that is not true, and they have very specific stat breakdowns. And if you are wrong about that, then you will regret it, right? So many tanks have like bad relationships with certain secondary stats. Guardian is not one of them. Everybody, so Guardian, for example, ooh, there's that one overlap where you can actually die through Incarn here. It does a lot of damage. So Guardian, for example, if it's Mastery, we like it. Mastery, pound for pound, is a great defensive stat. If it's Haste, we like it. Haste makes our rotation better and gives us more Incarn and uptime on our defensives. If it is Verse, we like it. Verse is a great stat for Guardian. If it is... Crit, we like it. Crit is extra damage, which means more shields and more healing. On top of the fact that crit also, for what it is worth, gives you more chance to dodge melees. So in certain dungeons, crit actually has more defensive value than Mastery or Verse combined. I did a deep dive. If anybody wants the exclamation Patreon, the very first video on there is a deep dive, like a 13-minute deep dive, really going hard on secondary stats for Guardian. But ultimately, don't think about it too much. They all work. I wonder how I'm going to feel with a Holy Paladin in my comp right now. Holy Paladins, in general, do not make me feel safe as a tank. I specifically feel bad. Why did we Zephyr? What was that Zephyr? Wait, what? What was the Zephyr there? I'm very curious to know how this is going to go. I'm kind of interested in seeing how this feels with a... Normally, like, last week I would have said I don't really need any healing here. I feel like I'm going to need some. Skyreach is not exactly a fantastic dungeon for Guardian. I would say Skyreach is maybe the weakest. Zephyr for style points? I suppose so. Yeah, I think Skyreach is probably the weakest dungeon for Guardian, actually. So that would be a good Zephyr there. Okay, I kind of need to hold the Bark Skin. This is dying. It's got a good pace for the death here. I think timer-wise will be okay. It's always curious to me. I mean, we need to log keys whenever you play with an augmentation evoker. It's very important that you log the keys because sometimes I don't play with augs. I specifically, and I don't like to be classist, as they say, but I'm not going to lie to you. I do not. Somebody will kick that. Somebody will get the first kick, 100%, right? I always hold my kick as a tank, okay? I do not play with augs. Not from pugs. They really struggle. We'll sketch there. I just burned an SI because I don't need it anywhere else. I want to see the HPS. Okay, let me just make sure I live the next shear. I got this up, no problem. I want to see what the damage looks like. It's so hit or miss in my opinion with Augs. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they are just really rough. For the end, Wernstone is pretty useful. It's not so much, I mean, that's kind of old school though. Like Augs don't really hold their breath anymore. Like you don't, for example, have to time with like a big 2-minute Chrono Warden burst or anything like that. That's kind of like a thing of the past for Augmentation Evoker. Now you just send things on cooldown, so you just need to have a good understanding of your prescience windows and your breath windows, but it's a personal responsibility, not so much a coordinated group responsibility. Like, you don't really need to time things. It's a bit of a min-max, but it isn't nearly as much as it used to be of, like, getting those windows with your team's DPS. But AUG is nonetheless a very hard thing to play. Because most DPS, with respect, kinda wanna zug-zug. And AUG is actually a spec where if you zug-zug, you will do quite poorly on it. Does that make sense? I think that is... It's one of those things, it's kind of like mages. Mages, even when they're meta, when you play with a random mage, tend to be very difficult to play. Not always, but many seasons, like when Arcane is very, very good, it can be difficult. I don't play both birds, no. I'm not a huge fan of playing both birds, in my opinion. I only like to play one at a time because both has a potential for wipe. And I believe... Oh my god. My game lagged. That's okay. That's what Survival Instincts is for. I was trying to bank it for the next pull, but it's okay. This doesn't feel likely right now. I feel like our damage is kind of low. But then again, it's hard for me to tell. Like, currently, our damage feels low, no? We've been in combat for, what, 2 minutes? This boss is super healthy. But then, how do you know if it's the AUG or not the AUG, right? How do you know? Yeah, that's also super weird, by the way. Yeah. Okay, let me just clear some of this. Easy enough. You can clear that as a tank if you want to. And then otherwise, we keep it kind of on the edge here. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to identify whether it is, though. Hey, Calm, how's it going? I was in a conversation about Thailand earlier, and then I forgot whatever I was saying, so my bad. What was I saying about Thailand? Somebody asked me why I moved here, right? Okay, happy to have this conversation. For what it's worth, I don't think we're going to be timing this key, because it seems like we're really low pace right now. Let's see. We'll do our best. Can obviously try. Netolov, are you still there? Because I would love to answer your question. For the lady boys, nah. Here's the thing. If you've never been here, it can actually be difficult to explain. But, let's see. What time is it right now? It's pretty late in the US, so maybe there are some degenerates who are still awake in US timing, but for the most part, I would imagine that most people are not awake. I mean, I'm thinking a lot of people here are like Europe or like Aussie land or whatever. Maybe there's going to be like 1 or 2 people who raises their hands, and they should definitely probably get a sleep study and also talk to their doctor because, I don't know, man. Or maybe they just work night shift. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's possible. Anyways. Point is, let's move past that. In the US, that's where I grew up. It's a different world. The culture is so different that it's almost hard for me to explain and help people understand. It's like, why Thailand? The people here, the culture here in Thailand, they have something that is very difficult for me to explain. So let me show you my rotation in this poll, and then probably when we fail this key, I'll tell you later. 1, you count to 10 during incarn, then you run. This is how you do it. During incarn, you count to 10, then you reset. Then you're up here like this. And then you count basically to 5, and then you run. That's it. And then you go back in, and now incarn is expiring. So now I count to 5, and then I run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Typhoon away. That's still an incarn. Then I bark, and I go back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run away with War Stomp. In Cap Roar, reset. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pulls dead. Good. That's how you do it. I swear that's actually how you're supposed to do that as bear, because it actually hurts, though. Yeah, damage is super low, I think, Prime. I think that we will struggle a little bit in this key for damage reasons. Let's go pull this side. I don't know, but the thing is that when damage is low, I have no idea if it's the AUG or not. I should live log keys more. Yo, what's up, Raider guy? I have a Onseer heroic and Emberwing also heroic. The God Mythic Heart of Wind, you would replace the feather with it. The Emberwing trinket, definitely replace that with Heart of the Wind. That's your answer to that question. I don't actually like, for what it's worth, just not being able to identify if my Augmentation Evoker is good. Yeah, so when a lot of trinkets for Guardian originally were simmed, because during the Apex build, all your damage came from those incarn windows. And so you basically were trying to prioritize bigger bursts on that Apex window. That's why Puzzle Box simmed really high, etc. This no Apex variety of Guardian does not have those peaks and valleys. You're more consistent. And so actual trinkets that involve heavy on use, big burst effect are not as valuable in no Apex. It's actually interesting. It's something that a lot of people just don't really think about, is that because of the difference in damage profiles, you would want to play different trinkets. No, I don't think the trinkets that I run are defensive because they're stat 6 and they give me more primary stat, more haste or whatever, right? Heroic Gaze or Mythic Weapon? Mythic Weapon. If you don't have a Mythic Weapon, I think Mythic Weapon. But honestly, I could also see just taking the Onseer because Heroic Onseer is still better than a Mythic Trinket, even though the item level is less. Like, for example, my gear right now, I will end up upgrading everything, but I will still play this on Hero Track. Because if I don't get it on Mythic, I will still play on Hero and just take the loss. This trinket is very powerful, so you still play it regardless. Okay, 10 minutes at this point is actually not the worst. Like, we had some good damage here. I feel like getting to second boss with 10 minutes is actually not that bad. I wouldn't call it quits on this run. You need to basically finish the third boss. The third boss needs to die at around 18 minutes. I have not seen the White Lotus, no. But a friend of mine has a friend of theirs who was on their season 3 or whatever it is. I know a little bit about that show, but not a lot, to be honest with you. I can take this beam after 3 hits. This is wrong, by the way, for what it's worth. The tank hit is correct. So the way this works is you get 1 tank hit here, right? And then you get the second tank hit. And then on the second set, there's 2. On the first set, there's 3. So right now, I can actually just go get this. And I can soak 1 as a tank. And you could just let me soak this. Because there's no line here. Or the AUG can do that tech if he wants to. Make sure I taunt the boss as I run out. Otherwise, he's going to clap somebody. Heroic Trinket cannot also upgrade it. No, but it'll be upgraded, but it won't be mythic item level. Should we craft weapon? That's a good question, actually. If you're going to bonus roll and you can pug Mythic Chimeras, then I would not craft a weapon. Definitely not crafting that weapon there. Let me soak it. 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 I hate this communication. So let me soak it. Let me soak it. Let me soak it, Mr. Demon Hunter. I could have just soaked that. Let me soak it. Let me take 1. Okay, I'm not going to try any fancy tech because that was pretty bad. I'm just going to let my team do it the normal way. 1 tank hit, 2 tank hit. Then I can soak this. Like, let me take 1. Help the healer out. There's a timing for this fight where if you're really good as a tank, you can always soak like half the beams. Maybe not half, but a fair bit. Ooh, close. All good, all good. No need for tech. We just blast. You know, this boss kill time, will it be like 4 minutes or something like that, though? Devour is pretty tanky here, same with DK, but still, it helps your healer if they don't have to worry about that many targets being hit. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go like that. Then there's going to be the lines. So I could take the DK's beam like this. And then I could Feral Frenzy this. There's going to be 1 line, and then there's going to be 2 lines, and then I can soak 1. So right now, for example, I can just soak this. He can just move, and I can soak it. There's no more lines. There's no more tank hits. Okay, no problemo. I will just let my healer do their job. They're a healer for a reason, right? We don't want them to be bored. That's, by the way, if you ever are in a situation where you're taking a bunch of extra damage or like you're not kicking, you're not CCing, you're taking like all of the mechanics, right? Just tell your healer after, you're like, I really didn't want you to be bored. That's all you have to do, by the way. That's what you want. You just want to tell them, I really didn't want you to be bored. Like right now, I can take this line, but I can't be out of melee range. Otherwise, you're going to melee somebody to death. Okay. I will just stay here then. I'm just improving the healer's parse. Yup. Okay, so there's 1 line here, and then I can take this one. I can take this one. Let me take this one. I only change 1 talent for the build. I think I'll update Discord with it. I think it might be worth playing Ursul's Warding instead. Timer is suspicious. How's Bear feeling? Pretty good. Still playing Bear. The nerf was not that bad. Waking Nightmares is absolutely worth playing because there's not other talents that you would really want to play. One of the things about this build, I'm not sure if you're new to my stream, you wouldn't know this. I've been playing this build since beta. Like, this build has existed even before the buffs and nerfs a few weeks ago. Like a week and a half ago, it was Giga buffed and everybody started playing it. But for what it's worth, I've been playing this build for a while. I made this build not because it was Omega tanky, but because it was I wanted to play like this because I miss Thorns of Iron. So I made a decision to play this build. When I decided to play this, it did less damage than the traditional Apex build, but I enjoyed it. So I wanted to get as much damage as I possibly could out of this build. Therefore, I chose every damage talent that I possibly could. Those included Sundering Roar, Waking Nightmare, etc. I messed around with Moonless Night, but that wasn't worth it, etc. though. I don't know, Skulv. I don't go in there anymore. Seriously, like, and I hate to say this, I tend to want to see the best in people, and I always try to play devil's advocate to my own points. But holy hell, just don't use class discords. I don't know. Like, I think at this point, there are some great discords, but I'm going to be real with you. I just don't think they're as good of a resource as they used to be. There was a lot of value in knowing that there was an official class Discord that you could ask good questions to before. Not anymore. They've all been, most of them. I think there are still some good ones out there. And and the problem, the caveat to this is there's some great people in these Discords. It's not like everyone is bad, but for what it's worth, it's not what it used to be. The places have become dogmatic. They've become less informational and more you must do things the way that we do things. Otherwise, you're trolling and you're bad. And also, if you're having fun, well, you're trolling and you're bad because you're not playing the optimal build. And it's like, optimal for who? Just sim it. For who? Because Mr. Dave, who comes home after working a 9-to-5 job, spends a few hours with his kid. Actually, I normally use Steve. Let's call it Steve. That's my name. So Mr. Steve, who works a 9-to-5 job, comes home, tries to give his wife a few minutes where she can forget that life is stressful, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a few minutes, maybe even 5 minutes if he's actually feeling good, and then all of a sudden, he wants to play his favorite game, World of Warcraft, and he goes, all right, my guild has asked me to tank some +2s. I'm really nervous. I ain't never tanked before. I'm normally a DPS player. Can I macro my Iron Fur? And then some fucking clown in the class Discord goes, Steve, you are a miserable piece of a terrible human being. You are trolling if you do this. You cannot do it. Motherfucker, he's trying to do a +2. He could use single button rotation if it'll make him feel good. And you're like, well, it won't be. You can't use single button rotation. So 25% DPS loss. I'm like, bro, Steve is probably swiping 50% of his globals. He should absolutely use a single button rotation. And in fact, if he just played no Apex from before, he would be absolutely fine. Also, we are amazingly behind on this timer, so it ain't going to happen. But the problem is that class Discords just assume that everyone is trying to be a rank 1 player, and very few people are, first of all, trying to be a rank 1 player, and oftentimes their information is not only not practical, but just flat out wrong. Because I happened to glance in there yesterday. I don't go in there, but I glanced. And the first thing I saw was, what was the comment? Something that immediately was just like, yeah, I'm not even opening this again. We are like 2 minutes behind, by the way. We are 2 minutes behind. Probably GG. There's like, I don't think there's any way I can recover this timer right now. And yeah, that's exactly right, Verratti, though. Why not? Why wouldn't you do that? I don't think there's any way I could save this timer. Like, even if I route the end hyper aggressive, I just don't think. Like, our damage is extremely low right now. You would have to check. It's always hard to say. Like, is it the AUG? Is it the Devour? Is it, like, I don't know where the damage loss is coming from, but I don't think you can make up time. You kill this at 19 minutes instead of 18? Maybe with a really good win phase, like, you could try. Well, and there's the death there. He tried to commit to boss. We didn't actually kill boss 2. I think it's GG's. GG's. I don't think... I'm trying to think if there's like any way I can make up the timer, but I have a feeling I cannot. How would I have to pull this last area to try to make up this timer? Let's see. That was a good RP. That's probably the best RP I've ever had. If I somehow manage to live this pull, and then on top of living this pull, I don't think so. I'm doing the math in my head right now, but I don't think so. Oh, nope, definitely not. Okay. GG's, GG's, GG's. Good try, good try, good try. Nice try, nice try. All good, all good. We let ourselves die. All good, no problem. No problemo. Slight message for not playing Heart of the Wild when I pugged to 12. Dude, it's crazy, Black Marsh. And I think that for what it is worth... No. I'll tell him, though. Not that I was live logging that. I would need to check, but in general. Let me just whisper the healer. He's a friend of mine. Holy Paladin was doing good, by the way. You aren't playing Elun's Chosen? I am playing Elun's Chosen. You mean the hero talent? You mean, Sown, do you mean, by the way, hero talent? Or you mean like this, the Elun's favored talent? For what it's worth. Which one? Like this one? Or this one? Favored. Oh, yeah. So I'm messing around with it. I think that with the nerf, in the 21 Mysara Caverns I did earlier today, it was approximately 7% of my overall HPS. Not bad, of course. Not bad. However, I think this is actually a useful talent. I think that swapping it here, it depends on the dungeon. In Mysara Caverns, there's not a lot of magic damage I'm worried about. So I would, for example, want to play Ursul's Warding only in dungeons where the thing I'm worried about is magic damage. So I think I would maybe swap these two around. This is, I think, the main talent difference here. All good. Nice try, nice try. Mysara, no magic? The pulls that I am dangerous, the pulls that I'm worried about. You think so, Karen? What pulls are you referencing? The route that I do through Mysaras, it's almost all melee damage and bears. What would be the magic damage I'd be worried about there? Warriors hit me, but it's still melee damage. Where would be the magic damage? I mean, there's not that there's no magic damage in there, but everything after first boss. The thing I'm worried about after first boss is just straight up melee damage. I mean, skirmisher, shields, etc., but I don't think so. Warriors is Shadow Fizz on every auto attack? Are they half shadow damage? Reanimated Warrior. They get a stack. The Dread Slash. Physical damage. This increases their damage done. Wait, are you sure that they're half shadow? Hi, Little. Am I wrong? I don't know. As far as I knew that this was... I knew they had this stacking buff. I'm pretty sure it's just Fizz. The skirmisher, like you would have... Yeah, but you would have, for example, like the skirmishers exploding, for example. There's like a few, and like this guy, there is magic damage, but all the pulls I would actually be scared about. Like this, obviously, there is magic damage, but I think I'd be more worried about here. The Raider guy just subscribed to Tier 1. Yo, thank you. By the way, guys, I've only been streaming for a little bit, not that long. I have been streaming for, at this point, a year and a half. It has been like 18 months, kind of. Just like slightly over that now. And I have my YouTube channel since December of 2020, a year and a half. We're about to hit a major milestone. I cannot believe that I am here. I am glad that people enjoy hanging out with me because the Twitch is about to hit 10,000 followers, which is crazy. We are 6 away. I don't know who's going to be the 10,000 follower, but I did not expect that today. I actually do not. That is a crazy thing to think about. It's 9,994. This is not 10 million, but that'd be crazy. Okay, so this is, we are now, let's see, that updated count will be almost 10,000. To celebrate 10,000, I might have to come up with something special because this is now a huge part of my life. Oh, there it is. What do I do at this point? When it's about this, so I can unfollow. All right, that's it. There's 10,000. What do I do with this information? Honestly, genuinely, thank you. I'm glad that people vacation time. No, I think this means I have to stream more, not less. What do you mean vacation time? Kitty goes, yay, vacation time. There it is. There's 10,000. Thank you, DJ. I'm glad. You guys want to watch it in real life stream? You guys, would you want to see Thailand if I did an in real life stream or something? Genuinely, like what would you guys want to see? If I did, I think I want to do one soon. I haven't done one in a bit. What part of Thailand would you want to see? I wouldn't be able to do it on YouTube, by the way, if you are watching on YouTube right now. How do you know when Sunring Roar is up? I don't know how you could talk and explain so much while tanking high keys. Neto, it's a thing I've practiced about. I was thinking about retiring there. Thai massage? It would be kind of cool. I mean, you could get a foot massage and like technically stream it for what it's worth. Full bear cosplay. How would I do that? Give us a secret spots tourists don't know about? Could. Thank you. It's a pretty big... I was actually going to make a really special stream for this. I wasn't expecting to hit it today. I kind of thought it would be like... I was going to like have like a special stream, but here it is. You can get it on one character. There was some Wowhead article about it only being on one. I'm not sure. Few places to celebrate. I'll think about it. Kitty, you have any ideas? What would we do for our next in real life stream? I just want to show people Thailand. I think I would just want to do it in a way where we still kind of just walk around the malls, walk around like Siam, maybe Aquarium again or something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. It could be interesting. Somebody asked me earlier, Neto, you asked me on YouTube, you said, why Thailand? It's honestly hard for me to explain. Why Thailand? People are happy here. How far from MBK do you live? Like pretty far. 50 minutes, an hour. Could go around MBK. I was thinking like MBK Siam would be kind of fun though, Lentusky. Like that area. Do another stream there. Just like show people Thailand. It's changed a lot since I moved here. But, and I will add, by the way, those 100 bits. Thank you. It was so interesting. Thank you, Willow. Yeah, I like telling the full story. I don't mind. How do you set up auto-skipping chatter with NPCs? There's an add-on. There used to be. I want to go... Nagi just subscribed. Yo, thank you for the Prime sub. The hype train continues. You want to go to Changkrung Talat Noi area? Could. Or RE? Could. There's a bunch of places that we could go. Ultimately, though, I asked earlier and I got distracted while I was in that last key. But sincerely, I was raised in the U.S. And in the U.S., the only thing that matters, seems to matter at the very least, is how much money you make. It's like, I don't know if people agree with this, but it's so important. When you meet people, they just go, what do you do for work? Like, that's actually such a huge part, though. They just, what do you do for work? Can you help me? Because everybody's so stressed because everything's so expensive and the cost of living is so high that you have to work 2 jobs or you have to get this, you have to do... Yeah, Sabrina, I did. That was just officially 10K. I did not expect this. I don't know. It's been a great few streams recently. And something about Thailand which is different was that people seem to care more about me. They cared more about who I am. They asked me different questions. They didn't seem to care how much money I made, because the truth is that if you're a millionaire in Thailand, you still eat street food. And if you're a middle-class person in Thailand, you still eat street food because it's amazing, and why not? And if you're a little bit poor, you still eat street food. There's obviously nicer places you can go to, but surprisingly, there's like a different sense of cultural identity and class. There are fancy neighborhoods, for sure. I've worked in those neighborhoods. But I think it's really interesting. The difference in how people are treated is kind of vast, in my opinion. And also, the language barrier is not a big deal. Don't worry about that. Oh, I'm not actually... I think I'm going to head out for 19 Sky Reach. I'm for 19 Reach. Thank you, though. Sorry, I'm going to keep looking for the few things that I need. See if I can find a 20 real quick. There's this bougie seafood buffet. If we raise some money, I guess we could do a Kitty Eats Everything stream. I can't eat food outside, so I didn't move here for the food, although it is cool. Som Tom is pretty pissed. It's interesting. I'm from Morocco, and of course there's people like that, but mentality is if you have, you eat. If you don't, you eat. Money is never a social stop or whatever. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Zeno, I mean, I notice it. It's there. I think I would have timed that 20 earlier if it was last week. We definitely would have timed the Algathar, both of them today. Yes. Language barriers are more of an issue for socially awkward people. Fair enough, Arati, although you just have to get good at using Google Translate. I think you have to be more okay with opening your phone, just typing in Google Translate and saying, hey, this is what I need. I think you'd have to be more okay with that, if that makes sense. We can see if any friends are online. I do need to farm out some Crest anyways. Can see what's going on here if anybody wants to do anything. Let's see. Random still on? We can just quickly take a look to see what's going on. Let's see. Let's see. Mr. Him is on. Y'all need a tank for anything? I do need to keep farming things, although I guess tomorrow. I need to mostly do Crest right now, and then I can worry about the rest of it later. And we could just keep looking to see if there's anything. I have a key as well I can list. You have a 16? I'm no help? No problem. It's all good. We're chilling. I hope, for what it is worth, though, if there's one thing I can do with my stream, I would like, for both myself and for everyone else, to just remember that gaming is supposed to be fun. There's been a shift over the last few years. It's so weird for what it's worth. There's been a shift over the last few years where I swear people don't play games for fun anymore. It's like you feel like you have to half the time. Not just WoW, it's a shift in gaming in general, but so many people feel like they have to do the things. And I don't know, I think it's taken a lot of joy away from what gaming actually is. You know what I mean? I think it's interesting. And I think people play a lot less for fun and a lot more for status, for rank, for this, for that. And I understand why, for what it's worth. It makes sense. We live in a stressful world. Oftentimes, many of us are, I think, in positions where we're maybe feeling a little lonely or a little bit depressed or just overwhelmed, if nothing else. And when you succeed in a game, it feels really good. You think to yourself, nice. I succeeded in something. And honestly, life can be kind of crushing at times. And when you succeed in a game, you go, oh, it's a nice feeling. I like that. I want more of it, which makes sense. And so you chase more of it. There's nothing wrong with that. It encourages you to progress. It encourages you to gear up and get more item level and get more gear and practice and learn. And that's great. The problem is that the end result of that is not so great. At first, it sounds like just this really cool thing and you're just super enjoying the game. And that's fun. But after months and months and months and then years of this mentality, you end up becoming so attached to your rank, so attached to your score, which is seasonal, that it becomes a bit of a trap. And I have talked about this before, but I think it's worth diving into again. Here's the problem. This number resets every 6 months. So imagine I work extremely hard, and that number said 4,000. And I was one of the best Guardian Druids in the world. I'd feel pretty chuffed about that. I'd feel good. I would say, sweet. Look what I've accomplished. And then I take a break for a few months, and I come back, and now I'm nothing. Well, at least I have the history, right? People will see my past Raider IO, and perhaps they'll invite me to future keys. But I'll have fallen behind. And so that feeling of reward, that feeling of, well, look what I can do, has now faded. Because there's new dungeons, I have to learn those. There's a new thing, my tier set changes, maybe my rotation changes, maybe my build changes. I say, yeah, okay. Maybe Guardian is not so good next season. Okay, all right, so I have to change that around. It throws you for a loop when you become too attached to the score. Because then next season, all of a sudden, I come back and I say, but I need the score because I'm used to being treated like a 4K player. But now I'm only 3K. And it's almost like a gut punch. And you say, oof, I don't like that feeling. I think a lot of people go through that every season. Well, I'm a 3.5K player. You can compete at whatever rank you'd like. I got 3K, which means I'm better than the people who got 2K. There's nothing wrong inherently with wanting to push and compete. But I do think at the end of the day, what happens is we become a little bit too psychologically attached to the actual score and not enough to the joy of competing, which is fun. I don't want Blizzard to completely remove IO or remove Mythic Plus. It's my favorite thing. But I think the community, more than Blizzard, needs to examine how attached we are to that score, because it drives the meta perception problem. It drives the fact that you can't play half the time, if depending on what spec you're playing. It drives a lot of the toxicity that you experience, because now all of a sudden when you go into a key, remember, you have to time it instead of you want to time it. You're not there for the experience, you're there for the end result. And I think that when the destination becomes the chase goal instead of the journey, that's problematic. So I've examined this, and I think I've really noticed over the last few years, but particularly going into Midnight, it feels very prevalent. And I'm not sure I like it. I'm not a huge fan with how that feels, to be honest with you. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but yeah, exactly, Ameg. That's correct. Yep. I played with the Shadow Priest earlier. They did fine. Also, Ameg, are you on NA? Because I swear there's a Shadow Priest named Egg. I'm pretty sure, and I might have seen you around. I'm gonna pass out. Turbo Giga Farm with 100% void. Yeah. Thank you, Random. It is pretty cool. Yeah, the 21 Mysara was pretty good. You actually stop playing because of the toxicity. It's unfortunate, Marshmallows. It's an absolute factor. It's a real thing. Like, it happens. It's a very, very, very prevalent part of the WoW community, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Hey, Mad Crab, how you doing? You live in Norway, so costs of living are high. Much better here. Although the cost of living in Thailand, for what it is worth, is gone up significantly recently. Now, there's a world where I would consider doing an in-real-life stream. Not sure when. My health has been a little bit questionable recently. Your 19 result guaranteed for 70 hours with one total invite, pretty much. On NA Realms, right? Now, to celebrate the 10K, I believe I owe some more jumping jacks. Why don't we get at least 30 more done today? Yeah, I know of you then. I recognize the name. Let's get at least 30 more jumping jacks done, and then we'll see what the next plan is. I don't even think I opened my Brewmaster vault. I do know that I'm going to game the Crest, and I'm going to do that. That's actually not a bad idea to do it that way. I will probably do that. Voila. What? Let's do some jumping jacks, okay? Let's get it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Wow. Nice. How's Guardian feeling? It feels good to me. I notice it. My damage is not like as omega as it was. So I notice the nerf, but it's not like we're getting taken out of meta contention. We're absolutely fine. Wouldn't worry about that at all. I think we're okay. I'm not that fussed. Healing nerf? Again, noticeable. First pull, Algathar Academy, I felt a little bit squishier than I did before. Yeah. Well, not just that, but also there's a world where you don't even play that talent. I'll update the Discord with this kind of maybe like new build a little bit. I'll put it here. I definitely think there's a world where you could drop the point. Hitting the gym consistently and feeling much better? Congratulations, Mad Crab. You said you don't feel... I just haven't been taking care of myself that well. Not feeling the buff at all. I think that this week, very possibly, I will consider, once I've... It's actually quite a bit of grinding to do. I might do the Crest, proper Crest discount gearing tech. Just because you get Myth of the Dawn does not mean that every single item, by the way, gets reduced. You actually have to go on one of your alts and then get that thing to max. It's worth doing. I might play Paladin, Warrior are probably the two I'd want to play. Maybe my Blood Death Knight. I want to see how it feels. I'll play my Paladin soon. I didn't even open my vault. I barely did anything aside from Druid last week. I just want to say at the very least, thank you again for 10K. Trust me, you'll be seeing a lot more of me. My streaming hours might have to get reduced a little bit, but I really enjoy this part of my life, and I'm here to stay. So I hope you guys like me, because you'll be seeing me around. Thank you. Yeah, you step up from 3, huh? You remember my first stream when you found me, Soap? The average viewers I had like zero 0.8. Pretty sure, which is not even possible. You're not even supposed to have 0.8. It's pretty low, huh? How do you get void cores on an alt? There's a problem. Yeah, my average viewer was you. It's pretty cool. It's come a long way. I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad that people enjoy hanging out. Don't threaten you with a good time. I will threaten you with a good time. All right, that being said, I'm going to go take care of myself. I'll end stream a little early today, and I'll be back when I can. My health comes first, but I do enjoy streaming. It's a big part of my life. So I'm going to go rest, and then we'll go. If you want, by the way, Jovi, ask me that question next time. Happy to answer it. Or message me on Discord. There's an in-depth stat breakdown for Guardian Druid on Patreon. It's free. You do not need to pay for it. You can find it there. Let's see. A deep dive into the secondary stats of Guardian Druid. Copy post link. You can find it here like this. If you want, this is actually like a 13-minute video diving really far into the secondary stats for Guardian Druid. So if you are curious about it, you can find it there. Have you tried the Rumbrel video game? Rumbrel? No, I have not, Lucia. It'll be interesting. I have, in fact, not tried it. All right, let me look at of all the gear you use. No, I have not, in fact. I have not. Dude feels weak now? I don't think so. I feel like my Druid still feels pretty good today, but it does make you play a little better. It's not amazingly OP for what it's worth. It's not like crazy OP. It's just good now instead of before. All right, let me rate out. I'm going to end stream for today. Thank you guys again for 10K. I'll be back soon, whenever. I see Desi on. Let's just go say hi to Desi. She's an arms warrior. All right, bet. I'll see you guys tomorrow, question mark, Saturday? We'll see. Maybe back tomorrow. Probably back tomorrow. All right, bye. Do.